Oh, hey. What's this? The Explain 12 preview. You wish, Weezer, you wish. Welcome in. So first of all, welcome in everybody. My sim is loading. I forgot to load the sim. I was way too excited. So, yes, the pretty caravan, like IRL. It's not the caravan, hello. I do call it the caravan's cousins. They do look extremely similar with that pod down there. Gabriel's Korea, thank you for the follow. We do have Alex as well with us. Alex, you can talk, by the way. I have unmuted you, so if you would have any questions I cannot answer because I don't have the knowledge, we can ask directly.
Of course. First of all, hello from me as well. I'm Alex, lead developer at SimWorks, and I'm to a great extent responsible for the plane you're going to see today. If there's anything you don't like, I'm the man to blame.
And he has a great sense of humor, by the way, as well. Yep, exactly. So all the blames go to Alex. No, I will show everything I have found. I have played with the plane since yesterday. I only had one day, so I will not know everything. Oh my god. FS Realistic we will not use for today. Disclaimer, we don't need that. I need you to hear the sounds and the vibrations of the bird itself, so not today, FS Realistic. Breeze Humblehead, hello. The sim is still loading. I can open you guys the screen so you can see what's going on, but it's still loading because I was a little bit nervous and I forgot to start it, so, you know. Hold fingers like that so that it loads normally, because it was swearing at me while starting. Is Alex a real pilot? I don't know. Do you fly IRL?
I only have 1 hour in a 172, so no, I'm not.
Yes, he is. You know, I mean, I don't even have that, so... Ashley FFS, yeah, you see, I mean, that is a good question. So some stuff I have noticed, some stuff I have not noticed, obviously. I have started the plane, I have licked the plane all over, I have done a very short flight in it, I had the time to, like, do a very short flight and a spontaneous landing, it went well. Does not mean it will translate to stream and go well on stream, I'm just saying. People saying hi, Alex. More than...
This plane has quite a flexible and sturdy landing gear, so I don't think there will be a problem.
I did not try the Tundra tires. Are they more bouncy?
No, there's no way to actually do that in the simulator.
Alex has an echo, yeah, he knows about that, I know about it. It is what it is, so just, you know, just embrace him with an echo is fine though. It's audible, like, you can understand what he's saying. I did lick it all over, yes. We can take the standard. I did plan a flight to Telluride to be like a little bit... to have a little bit something interesting in there with a stopover in the middle somewhere in the US. Our big airports, I think one of them has a small runway though, we'll see. It's not about challenge me today completely. I mean, I'm keeping the plane. You'll see me probably fly it into a mountain at some point. Hello Minty, one question for the KODIAK. When? We'll let Alex answer this one. So when? You gotta say tomorrow?
Oh, I'm going to say tomorrow, yes. There are a couple of things, mostly, I wouldn't say with the plane itself. I'd say things outside of the aircraft that we need to take care of. I anticipate that it won't be too long.
Yeah, so soon
this year.
This year, which is really Christmas present.
Yeah, sometime between today and the end of the year.
Sometime between today and the end of the year. We do know the price point, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, you know, we know a lot of stuff. The only thing I really do not know is when, because Alex seems to not know it himself. So, you see, all fair, we are not hiding anything. But for PC or Xbox also, that's a good question.
For PC and Xbox.
There's your answer. Okay, did I give you guys the flight plan? I did. Good. I did. What's with the Asobo bashing? It's not Asobo bashing, it's a hashtag that's trending in our community, which is called Blame Asobo by Blackbeard. Is a pun. It's like, thanks Obama, but thanks Asobo. For Explain one. Explain has a KODIAK by Thrunda, as far as I'm aware. And that one is also good, as far as I'm aware. I only have airliners for Explain, so that I cannot go into. We had Lakela in chat that is flying those in Explain. PC6 is KODIAKs. You have the quest on... Fogbound Turtle has the quest on Explain 11. So I want to... First of all, let me hide my camera for a second because I'm blocking a good portion of the UI. So webcam's going off. Not this here, oh my god. Mint, what are you doing? There we go. The webcam is coming off. And I want to show you how the plane looks in the menu. Because this is something that is important for me. Wait, it's turboprop. Have I heard well it's releasing? No, it's not releasing tomorrow. The date might be releasing tomorrow. It's between tomorrow and the end of the year. So, December. It's safe to say, probably.
Yep.
It does look
that would be a good guesstimate.
Yep. Where am I from? Berlin, Germany. Bad hair day. Sodium, shut up. This is my turboprop selection, and this will be the wheeled version of the PC's. Oh my god, PC6 of the KODIAK C, PC6 of Brain. Of the KODIAK, this is the base version. If I understand that correctly, it will also have a floaty version on top of that. It'll come extra, but this is what you get in the base package.
There are two main releases for the KODIAK. They will be individual and standalone. This is what we internally call the wheeliak, the wheeled version of the KODIAK. And it's coming with four distinct exterior models. The clean classic factory version, the second one is the same but with the cargo pod, and then we have the same two variations but with Tundra tires.
Exactly.
For those who want to fly in Africa or Alaska or anywhere where there's no asphalt.
Exactly. Let me take probably the normal ones because we're not flying to Alaska, so we're doing work Zoom calls on Twitch now. Sodium. I'll throw a sandal your way, okay? You'll just remind me. PNG, Papua New Guinea. No, we are not going to Papua New Guinea. We're going to the North Americas. You know why? I actually googled. I believe I can fly. Thank you. I'm singing, I'm sorry. I will show deliveries. That's why we are hanging in the menu like this. I will show everything. I'm just selecting one of those because you have the without pod, the skinny. I'll show you the internal interiors, all of them, after we land, because Microsoft thinks if I keep reloading the plane before flight, something's bound to break. So either GPS quits or my mouse quits, like, you know, it does not take the reloading well. So we'll just go with one version for now, and then when we land, I will show you all the other ones. Because there's a lot to show. Maybe turn these off for the interview
Flight
part.
sim reminds me of Windows Millennium to an extent.
Yeah. Skip Wonkman, it's not an interview. He'll be with us for like an hour or two, so all good. All good. A little bit of, you know, a little bit of songs is fine. Getting mint sandal out of the box. You don't need a mouse. Exactly. Let's go into deliveries then, because delivery is more important than your usual other planes liveries. Okay, I can get my webcam on there, I believe. There we go. Because deliveries come with with the interiors, and this is what it's saying. You have Tundra interior, which looks like a bus, like a Cessna Caravan we have in the sim. It's just people sitting. We'll show you the people as well, but it's just seats. It's transporting people. You have the Summit interior, which is your executive interior. It has tray tables. It has less space. You know, the VIP thing, transport. So, let me see. Cargo interior is purely boxes. If you are sick of people, you fly boxes. Can you go into the hangar and show deliveries there? I would rather not. I would rather not, because for me it sometimes bugs out, and then I don't want to look it seem like the plane is bugged or something. So that's like the only thing I'm trying to not aggro the simulator. So the Isobo bashing is strictly a fail sim issue, gotcha. Yep. Lots of liveries. It's 40, isn't it? I'll just, you know... There we go. I'll just scroll down. This is one of the versions with its liveries. One of the versions. The one without the Tundra tires... the one without the cargo pod has the same amount of liveries extra to that. So, yes. It's a 4-something gigabyte install, the plane. It's big. It's really big.
It's about... I forget the number. It's 40 liveries in total. As a matter of fact, the cargo pod version, I think, doesn't have the skydive interior in it, whereas the clean version has the skydive interior.
See, so we have not 4, we have 5 interiors. See,
yes.
I stand corrected. Tundra mixed. We'll take the mix for demonstration for the flight, so you see both people and cargo. I feel it's the best to just, you know, show how it behaves, because the interior is live. It can be manipulated. You can load, you can unload. Do user editable tail numbers work? Can you answer that question? I didn't try.
Yes, on all the factory paints, which is 36 out of the 40, the tail numbers are editable. Essentially, the plane comes with 2 versions. If repainters want to make one with a custom tail number and they want to hide the Microsoft one, then they have the option of doing so. There are 2 panel files, one with and one without the tail number.
Let me take... This is a mix. This is a nice mixed one. Let me take something... There's 2 cats in chat. 2 cats, hello! I just seen the shout out. Welcome in. I'm trying to look for, you know, like, nice colors. It has to shine. I also, you know, I have to emphasize the stream is not an Edward. It's an actual, like, fangirling on my side. I'm sorry. I love this plane. Oh, I need to load my plan. I did give you guys the flight plan. It's fairly easy. It's only 1.5 hours with a stopover, because I do understand we will be chatting a lot on the ground and watching, and I'll want to show you the interiors after that, so we're not flying for 2-3 hours today. Limited mint edition green with Gucci interior part with custom Rolls-Royce turboprop. We have a whole team of people that can make liveries. We have Mint Airways, Airlines, Mint Cargo, Mint whatever liveries for so many planes.
Actually, the Summit interior has some minor differences to how it was built. So if people want to put, for example, hood as lining on the side of the wall, they can do it.
Okay.
Or custom materials. So yeah, there is a bit of flexibility built into the interiors as well. You can change the decals on the boxes. We tried to make it as customizable as we could.
Mint smuggling team. Oh yes, he is referring to our infamous Skypark streams where we are smuggling body parts and like whatnot. I mean, I said this is an 18+ stream, so... Drop tight back by the SDK. Would you be able to change livery on the go or change tires? Tires on the go, no. I can tell that because I've seen it. Livery on the go is a Microsoft Flight Sim thing, so no. Because you'd have to reload the plane, obviously. This is not how they work. They have a very...
Actually, we could do it. The problem with it is multiplayer. It will not show up in multiplayer, so you will end up with a plane with no wheels, no floats, no interior, so yeah. It would be a bit tricky. The liveries are actually more difficult.
I wanted to show, like, we can compare. I did stream a lot of the Milvus PC6, and this has a completely different approach. Like, they both go diametrically different approaches to how you load the plane and interact with the plane, and this is really interesting. Like, both work, obviously. This is interesting to compare. Milvus does everything where you can do the skis, for example, or the floats, just on the go through the tablet, which is probably why people are asking. They have an EFB, which is not tied to this system here. So in the PC6, if you load fuel or passengers, they are not reflected in the Microsoft load sheet. It's not connected. You just manage the plane internally. This plane is tied strictly to the Microsoft thing. So you manage your load and stuff through the Microsoft thingy. So it's a different system. It's more tight in kind of in the simulator itself, at least from what I've noticed. Stop breaking my gimme bar. Did she really use a big word diametrically? Is that a bad word or something? I mean, I'm not a native English speaker. I am sorry if I say something wrong. That can happen. What plane would be close to this one? You mean to join Cessna 208, the Cessna Caravan. Or the King Air, but that is faster. It's a CO2 on steroids. Can you go into developer mode to aircraft change in game? Are you asking the dev or if I can do that? The cockpit is cool. I can't wait. Wait a sec. First of all, I need to do the live... probably not do the live weather. Disregard it's... Although, well, it's foggy as hell. Let me just demonstrate as on clear skies and we'll then do live weather. I don't need the fog to interrupt everything. Number one most... It got to be... The air conditioning is simulated. Yeah, we'll get to that. We will get to that. The air conditioning is working. I just want to show you guys something I noticed first when I loaded in the plane. So you load in like this, right? And this is what you're seeing and you're thinking like, oh my god, this for me, this looks like a crossover internally of a 208 and the Beechcraft 350 we have, like the King Air we have in the sim because of the 3 screens and the whole thing here but less buttons. First thing I noticed was I clicked...
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
I wanted to open... Beard, thank you so much. I wanted to open the door. Because that's what I do. If the door is not opening, I'm not buying the plane, sorry. I clicked here, and I seen the cup holder come out. Also, you know what? I'll kill the music, and I will make the sim sound... louder. You guys need to hear the sounds. We'll just make it louder so you guys can hopefully hear clicks and everything. It does work with the NXI. I have heated the NXI for today because I updated the NXI today and it seems it has to be adjusted because something doesn't work. I just didn't want to risk. So today's flight, I'm not with the NXI. The NXI support, yes, it is. It works. I've flown with it yesterday. All good. I just didn't want to risk, you know, because they just updated and... Please make the doors open. Couple. See, I knew I'm not the only one. Wait, couple. Do you hear the sick? Wait. Oh, it's really, really low. Okay, we'll do full volume on Microsoft Flight Sim. I hope your ears do not pop. Doors are working. Mixmax was there. I seen him on the team list. Look at, like, this is the passenger mixed cabin. You can hear it? Okay. These cup holders all work. They all bloody work. You know, like this is like a small detail which you see in the beginning. Can haul a few bodies back there. Let me open doors because once I loaded in the cargo, you will not be able to really nicely close the door because cargo is gonna be blocking the points you need to click. Like speaking from experience. So you have the full sound experience. Good for Brew in the cockpit day. It will be your Christmas present. It's my Christmas present, kinda. This is the kind of stuff we like in planes, right? Cup holder, like a cup holder that's animated speaks more than engine stats. Let me show you the... You have to listen in. Mr. Ballini, is that favorite plane you have now? Yes, but it's not out yet. It's not on yet. You'll have to listen to the sound. Wait. I read in the manual, you guys have recorded these, right?
Yes, actually, our sound contractor visited KODIAK in Germany and he trapped it with microphones everywhere, inside and out, and was able to record everything from the storm window that you opened to the cup holders. He actually noticed that they were animated and he said, should I record these too? Everything.
So all of these switches are having very distinct sounds to them. This is what you notice the first time you load in. I will start the engine with the small window here, open the storm window so you can hear the sounds better because the engine also sounds incredible.
What's very special about the KODIAK, especially the Series 2 which we have modeled, is that it has very good cabin insulation. The Series 1, which you see on a lot of YouTube videos, doesn't have as good insulation as the Series 2, but it really has a huge difference compared to the PC6 and older turboprops. It sounds more like a jet from the inside than you hear a propeller.
I will show them the flaps separately. I'll show them the flaps separately when they work. Because that was something, you know, I had 2 points yesterday where I was just sitting here like orgasm, and one was the cup holders and the other were the flaps animation. Like the mechanism. We'll come to that. When the plane is cold, it was not gonna work. So we need to model a Copilot. By the way, I could not make... I've seen on screenshots the Copilot has a model, but it didn't show up. He didn't show up for me. I don't know why. But the passengers did show up for me. You wait for it. We have passengers. You can have... Like, I don't know who has FS Realistic. I do. It is a PT6 engine, yes. I do have an FS Realistic, and you have, like, those claps in the end and, like, crash screams. Now they can really fit it. Now you can go, like, Kara, it's your time to scream. Sounds like a sound engineered car door and interior. That's why I put the sound on maximum, because the sounds I find important. Captain Savvy, Missionary Bush Pilot, Ryan. Oh, I watched that guy. We have so many Ryans in community. Okay, let's try to get it going. Ah yeah, I need to show you guys the checklists. So this is what you got. I could not find all the stuff on here. I take it this is from the real plane, isn't it? Because some stuff is like this, for example, this, you have to check if this lever here is down and locked. It's always locked, obviously. But so some stuff, but most of the things you will find, it's just that sometimes doesn't show to them. So I had a cool learning curve yesterday. Avionics Master Switch, this is the before starting engines. Should we run the before starting? Why not? And then we'll just start. I will not marinate you through all the checklists because it's very extensive. You have a cold start checklist. You have a checklist for starting with external power as well. Those are separate checklists. Control locks off. Will they all highlight? They highlight some of them, for example. I don't know if I can show. Okay, this one highlights.
There are no control locks modeled.
That's what I mean.
That's something we've been kind of thinking about, but right now they're not modeled at all.
What I mean, this is probably what I mean, because if you try to look at control locks, it will just zoom you in here, and you just sit there like, you know, looking like, hello, you know, what am I supposed to do here? I will not over-exaggerate on this feature because sometimes my sim crashes if I make it like panel like that, but that's why I said this is from the real aircraft, obviously, because most stuff is just not simmable. Park and brake is set. It is. All electric equipment is off. KODIAK, I must have the plane. You wait, right? It gets better. It gets better. So, yeah, Alex, I wanted to compliment you. Circuit breakers all pushed. They're pushable. Some are not. Like some are just not active, and they look popped. Is this like next level trolling? You have
these ones are inactive. For example, the stall horn heating system doesn't exist in Flight Simulator as a system, and therefore the circuit breaker is popped.
And it's not active. Like, you know, you have to see, like, circuit breakers all pushed, and then I looked there yesterday, and I see some of them are popped, and I can't even press it. I'm like, and I go like, wait, what? Like, did I break it already? So so you don't feel stupid like me yesterday. Just to be aware of that. Some of these are popped. It's a feature. It's a feature.
For example, you just clicked something and two circuit breakers move. The AHRS and the ADC, the air data computer and the attitude reference heading reference system, are simulated as one in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but in reality here we have two breakers. So because we can't separate them, both of them move once you click one.
See? Perfect. That's why we have a dev in here. So I do not go over something saying they're just lazy. Why do they do better? You know, we have an actual explanation of what's going on. Fuel shutoff valve. This one I believe also does not point. This one also does not point. The fuel shutoff valve took me a minute yesterday. It's this thing here. It comes in later at a separate checklist where it actually points to it. Fire extinguishers check. Obviously, master switch. This is the pre-flight check, so it's not starting the engine yet. Listen to the sounds. Master switch on. Yeah, it's gonna beep at us because this is the default. The NXI does not beep like that. Just a word of, you know, caution. The NXI mod does not give this beep 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 up. It's the default one. Then we have to enable the avionics switch on, this one, the master, and listen if the cooling fan is audible. Let's see. Like, I definitely hear something in the background that has changed. Yes, it does work with the NXI. As I explained, I yeeted today because the NXI updated today in the morning, and I don't want to risk it, you know. Yesterday it worked perfectly. Yep, you have...
New guy asking here, what does yeet mean?
Yeah, yeet, can someone send send like a picture, like a link to a picture that would demonstrate what yeet is? Basically, it's just to throw away violently.
Okay.
It's a meme. It's a meme. To you, yes. To remove something from the nearby.
I can the sound of something flying past me and sounding like that.
So that is yeet. So there you go. Urban Dictionary. To discard an item at a high velocity. So I discarded the NXI mod for today's stream at the high velocity because they updated, and this is a preview plane. You cannot, you know. MFD initialized, fuel on board checked. We'll do fuel in a second. We'll do fuel, low fuels, annunciators, everything is off. Avionics master switch off. Flaps down. I don't know why. Like, why do I have to move the flaps down? But a checklist is a checklist. Let's move the flaps down. While I'll move them up, I'll show you the flaps. I'm eating the Heineken. Trims on takeoff. This is the one point that is a little bit controversial because it is not showing the elevator trim. I do know it's supposed to be to nose down. I don't see how much, so we'll just YOLO. P2 heating, check if working. This is the P2 heat. Stall warning test, let's do. Oh my god, that's gonna... Oh, this is not the one. Wait. Wait. Yeah, okay, that works. Master switch off. No, I need to first raise the flaps before we do that. Let me show you guys the flaps. How is it best? It's best visible in flight, because the lighting is better. But still, this is the flaps mechanism. And in flight, if you have like light hitting it and stuff, you can see everything in extreme detail, like how they go down, in and out, and yep. So with all the three of them, this for me was yesterday like an actual eye-gasm of flaps just going up and down like that. Yeah, you can hear the motors as well. That stuff you don't see on takeoff because you just take off right, you don't hear to that. Master switch off. Good, now we are ready to start the plane, right? We won't go through the run-up checklist and stuff. You can see for yourself, it's a lot of checklists. It can take a lot of time before starting engine. I kind of know we have fuel open and pushed in already. Let's load the plane.
Nice.
It starts the same as all the other PT6s, really. Like, it's the same sequence. All owners will be playing with this on the ground and in the air. I mean, why not in the air? Now, Alex, you ready to show them the load? The loading?
Yeah, let's play around with it.
100 above! Thank you so much. We just got raided! More peeps in! Welcome in, friend. Thank you so much. 100 above is a 737 pilot that was flying an Airbus A320 today on stream. Was great. It was great entertaining. Fogbound Turtle is asking you, Alex, are they using a lot of LVARs and HVAR, or are they just using default SimConnect variables?
I didn't understand the question. I see it. A lot of LVARs and HVARs. So we're not using any HVARs. These are restricted for HTML gauges. So whatever is used on the default G1000, that's what's being used on the KODIAK as well. When it comes to LVARs, we try to limit them to as few as possible mainly for multiplayer compatibility, because we want things to be visible from your own aircraft to other planes as well.
I'm just getting the people in. I won't do a co-pilot because these guys never get paid. We're just popping the people in there. Say hello to all the Michels and Karens and like who's gonna scream today. We only have 4 people today because this is a mixed version of the plane. We're also gonna have cargo, you know, people in boxes, just to show everything. That guy in the background looks like Chuck Norris a little bit to me.
Does the co-pilot show up if we put a weight? Try putting 150 pounds or something.
150.
See if the co-pilot appears.
Because 120 didn't work.
I think it's a bit too low.
150 also doesn't work. Let's do 200. Like how much is he supposed to weigh? No, he doesn't. Like,
I think anything above 100 pounds should work, but there has been a bug since Sim Update 5 where the co-pilot refused to show unless you change the aircraft in dev mode.
Okay, we'll do it later probably. Okay, so the co-pilot will fly with that one.
Let's call it heavy air.
We needed the co-pilot. What is the anticipated release date? December. Like if we lucky is gonna release with the price, we're gonna tell you. The date is gonna release if we lucky tomorrow, if not maybe later, but it's supposed to be released before the next year. Captain Vinty raised a little way too much energy drinks. Hey, I only drink the Monster that has like 13 calories a bottle, so. And we have Welma, right? Like her name is Welma. This girl here. 60-pound shield.
It looks suspiciously close to Wilma from Scooby-Doo, actually.
I will add their weight. I just want you guys to see you guys. Like, I want to show you guys how they appear. I will make them heavier. I also want to have boxes, you know? So, we want to have boxes, and since this is the mixed version, you would be having other passengers in the Tundra version, so the boxes, they do roleplay as passengers. Look, Kayla, hello. Let's do 100 pounds. There we go, one of the boxes appeared. By the way, if I do 80, if I do less than 100, you're gonna have half the boxes. Which is also cool, so you can be flexible. You can do 80, then 100 on row 4, so you know that there's like a ladder. And then maybe a cargo shelf max 200. Let's do another 100. How heavy are we?
I think we have 3 levels of boxes. I think you can go, for example, to 20 or 30 pounds, but yeah, that's the idea. And you also get cargo nets to appear based on the loadouts that are there.
Yeah, I figured it's the deadline for cargo difference is around 100 somewhere, because 110 it is big, 80 it's middle, so you can play with that thing. Now let's fuel. Let's fuel. Also, disclaimer, because I felt really stupid because of that. First you add the weights, then you add the fuel, otherwise it's gonna let you add all the fuel, but will not let you add the passengers. Like, you know, because of how Microsoft Flight Sim saying. So watch your CG. We will. I have 0 fuel. I know it has to be lower than 40. It's gonna tell me I'm an idiot if it's over 40 anyway. Can you yeet Wilma out of the door? Good afternoon, hello. Unicorns, let's see. We have 1.5 hours of flight. How many percentage of fuel do we need? Will 70 do? What's the range of this thing? In miles, roughly.
The maximum is about 1100 miles.
Okay, that will do.
70% is plenty, I think.
Yep, is plenty, is a lot. And CG is 3897, is fine. He is friendly. There we go, empty weight. Fuel max global. Fuel is 2100. Payload, max payload is 1800. And total takeoff weight. That's plenty far. How many unicorns would that make them? 11! Okay. We ready to go? Are we ready to try to start the engine? Am I ready to break things? I have to remember I still have everything on the on the highest volume. You guessed the cargo without seats. This is why I took the mixed, because the Tundra has only people. This here has both. Cargo has only cargo. So this way you can see kind of both things, and I'll show you at the end the other ones as well. I have not seen the skydiving. I did read that they have it, but I have not seen it myself, for example. That's going to be a surprise to me. Like, the executive has tray tables, folding out, obviously, everything's interactable, you know, that sort of stuff. Maxwell, hello. Okay, let's go. Fuel is on. And by the way, I do not know what this is. Lock shoulder harness levers. What are these things?
These essentially pull the pilot seatbelts up so that they're tight.
Okay,
So
yes, they are active.
this is usually pushed forward.
We lost the end of the phrase, I think. Anyway, okay, this is the harness, so... Because I read it's like harness, but I did not really see what exactly. Let's do this start off. I'm looking forward to flying this again. I lost audio. Alex lost audio. He's coming back all good, you guys. No panicking. No panicking. What I want to check is, in this one, do I turn avionics one first, or do I take the engine one first? The only thing I do not remember. Beacon on. Okay, bus voltage is fine. Beacon is on. There we go. Clear prop. Emergency power lever is always normal. Propeller area. Disregard that dude is clear. And, no, then we have starting, and then we have, we're starting engine. Autopilot, fuel. I'm looking for the avionics bus here. We'll do engine, then we'll do the avionics. And I'll show you the air conditioning. Because air conditioning is also something that is... wow. Visible people? Yes. You can have visible people. You don't have to have them. You can do like boxes, but you can also have people. The flight plan loaded, which is nice. Now let me... you guys listen to the sounds. We need to set the fuel pump to on. Here's the fuel pump. Ignition to on. And starter to low motor. NG passes 14, we will introduce fuel. I'll watch the instruments. The same as the PC6, it's the same sequence. I'll move propeller forward. Because it was feathered. It was feathered just like the PC6, as I said. Like, if you've flown C208 or PC6, you will know how to start this thing. Propeller full forward. We started. Starter off, ignition off, fuel pump standby, generator on, alternator on, and now we can turn on the avionics. Alright, it's deafening you a little bit, isn't it? Well, I mean, put to 80% or something to 70. So you can still hear me, not just the plane. Mania How, thank you for the follow. That sound is pure. That sound is... should I give you the reverser sounds? Let me do. Let me put full condition just for sound test, okay? And I'll do reverse thrust, so you can hear the beta prop sound. I'm back. Oh, Alex, welcome back. For today, this is the default G1000, yes. First of all, wait. Ah, flight sim and the mouse issue. Give me the mouse back. Let's do reversers. The plane has NXI support. It has NXI support. I'll just keep explaining. Today NXI has been updated and I didn't want to risk it because, you know. Caravan has max RPM. This can be fed. Okay. Let's do to low idle. There we go. This is the latch. The sounds are 10 out of 10. That's why I left them on at full. How does the throttle battery reverse map to the axis is broken at the time in the sim, so I just pressed F2. For now. I pressed and hold F2. It has the NXI support of the shelf. I've flown with NXI yesterday. Yes. Yes. So, it's not the only plane that has worked in reverse. F2, holding F2 works with every plane. It's the sim internal keybind that works because the other stuff has been broken. Tomsies, thank you for the lurk. Alex, say something. Hello? I don't hear him. Do we have an official launch date? Official launch date is gonna be, if we look at release tomorrow. Looks his Mick when dad. Oh my god. Okay, then if anything, you can be in chat. I will still be keeping up the call, so if you can somehow jump back in, Z. Oh,
Okay, what about now?
yes, we here. We here. Yay, welcome back. Let me do live weather.
Okay, I'm going to keep the defibrillator handy for my microphone.
Tomorrow, if we lucky, the release date is dropping. Plane is dropping in December. We'll just say in December, okay? Like tomorrow is the 26th. If it comes before that, I think everybody will be lucky. We'll do an announcement anyway. I'll do an announcement. Couldn't get the notice.
I'll spill the beans tomorrow. I think I've said enough. There are a couple of things to take care of, but the likeliest date for release will be announced tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, see? And P2, the plane is complaining I did not turn on the P2 eating. Let's taxi. Do we have a windsock here? Or the meter to see where to taxi? Oh, the amounts of people. Okay, let's go. Takeoff is gonna be interesting. I will do something. You did tell me to put a little bit of right rudder trim. The switch does not like me, but is 0.5 okay? Is it too much? It like jumps to 0.3, 0.5. Oh, there we go. No, it's not 0.
As much as is convenient. If you have a right crosswind on takeoff, you may very well skip the rudder trim entirely.
Okay, so we'll see what the wind is like then. Good. PFD, I need wind vectors here. Wind option 3, please. There we go. You know, in the NXI you don't have the wind on the ground. In the default you do have the wind on the ground. Handy. I did not show the air conditioning. You gotta keep remind me because I am completely overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that is here. Do you see the touch panel here? Do you see the touch panel here? What if I tell you it works completely? Like it's a working touch panel.
Also, if you notice, you'll see that it's slightly cold in the cockpit right now because the doors were open previously. So with air conditioning, we've kind of simulated airflow within the cabin and outside of it. So if it's a nice and cozy 25 degrees inside, if you open the doors and it's cold, depending on the wind speed, on the difference in temperature and everything, it's going to start cooling from the front to the back if your front doors are open, and vice versa. Even the little storm window has an effect.
DD Short, you have gotta be kidding me. See, and it's warming up now. I can do the fan intensity up. It becomes louder. You can hear it, like, you can hear it. I don't know if you can, but I can. Like the fan picks up, so you can make it louder. We'll leave it like reasonably, you know, so it warms up.
Also, on the second page of the air conditioning, you can click the top right corner, and you will see the cabin heaters there. Those are the little squares.
I did not see that. I did not see that. Max floor vent open. Temperature centigrade. Yes, please. Let's do like that and see what happens. And see how fast.
You will see, I think that they have their own sounds. I don't remember, it's been a while. At the feet of the passengers, there are some little vents down there. Those are for the heaters.
Sorry, sir. Didn't mean to intrude like that. These here, right? I found them. I found the ventilation, ventilation shafts. Yeah, it beeps a little bit. Like it has a little bit of a high-pitched noise. Hypoxia, no, we have oxygen. We have oxygen. We have this here and it works as well. So we don't need that for now, but we have oxygen. Let's try to taxi. This thing also bounces on taxi a little bit like what you would expect from a plane. Kind of like the Cessna 170 by Coronado, you know? It does like this little wobble because it's wheels, you know, with, you know, that are slightly soft and whatever. This does the same thing. Which is why I needed FS Realistic for today. So, you know, to give a clean experience. Wheel taxi on low idle should be sufficient. Should be sufficient. Need some lights. Strobe on, nav on, taxi lights on. Cabin light I'll show you once we take off. Cabin lights are all working for passengers and for pilots. GRXPL, thank you for the follow. I'm leaving.
One nice little feature of the KODIAK is that the landing light has a pulse function, so you can use it as a strobe when needed, essentially, as a forward-facing strobe light. It takes 30 seconds for the pulse function to start working.
You will have to tell me more about the flaps auto trim. That is something I did not test /see. Any idea of the price for the quest? We have the price. Stay tuned.
So for the flaps auto trim, Quest initially, when designing the plane, there's a tendency to nose up when you lower the flaps. So they've got a system where when the flaps go past 5 degrees, 10 degrees is the first scale of flaps, the plane automatically starts trimming nose down to compensate for the pitch up moment that's created by the flaps. So all the way up to 30 it tries to minimize the pitching effect of the plane. It's not a fly-by-wire system, but it reduces the workload. And if you want, you can override it by hitting the trim switch yourself.
There we
counter.
go, see? Because I did not really, like, I did not have the time to test that. We'll see how that works. You told me how to dive to the runway. It's minus 2.5 degrees nose down, right? At 74 knots full flaps. We'll try to do that.
Yeah, that's a really steep approach for short landings.
We can, you know, the runway can be long, we can still do a short landing. Where are y'all at? Salt Lake City. This is Salt Lake City. I choose it for scenery. We're going to Telluride with a stopover. Ah, this is beautiful. I'm taxiing. Wait, let me see. Taxiing, it does take a while to get moving, but it does taxi very fast after that. I have to keep that in mind. I also did a small wing strike yesterday. Because I was just trying to turn without slowing down and the plane went like, yeet fish! You know? What I'm not sure is, I probably broke something because it's still saying TAPS test. It did say TAPS system test okay first time. First time we loaded it. It's okay, it's fine. It's the default G1000. Can you fast switch tonight to see the lights? Yes. Yes, just let me taxi in peace to the runway. Going to join us. Ooh! I'm looking at the chat and I am losing the hey, wait a sec. Why am I texting there if there's gonna be a tail wind? We're gonna backtrack on the runway. I'll make it tonight. I'll make it tonight. Give me a sec. Other runway direction, you guys.
A shortcut?
You see? Tiago, thank you for the follow. Does the plane support VR? Was asked. I'd say yes. Does it support VR?
So we built it to support VR, but I don't have a headset myself. I think Matt, the exterior texture artist, is in the chat and he used it in VR, so he should know better. Matt, if you're listening, can you answer that?
Need to get the switch. Need to get the button. There we go. There we go. I can also do the landing lights, so you guys can see that. Landing lights, pulse or on. You can have both. Come on, move. Move. Will the NXI be supported? It is supported. It is supported. NXI is working with this thing.
One thing about the lights, we started making our own lights, but at some point we enlisted the help of Mags. Somebody mentioned him earlier in the chat.
Oh, we know him.
Mags rewards some of the lights like the beacon that's atop the aircraft. He's reworking the ice lights, which are broken in this build, and also working on the landing lights, which they just started pulsing.
Yep, I now have both. I have both like landing lights and pulse lights and everything, so all the lights. The cabin will also light up. Like I turn on the pilot lights and they are visible. It's dim, but they are visible. Individual lights for the passengers also work. Like they have this button that turns on the light, just like here. I'm trying to not get off the runway and do everything. No, not mess up. I'm trying to not mess up here with
One
me.
thing that escaped us, and we did it wrong until a couple of weeks ago, is how the pedestal is lit. So there's no backlighting for the pedestal, and there is what I now call the two cuts light, which is between the pilots and overhead, which you can use it to light up the pedestal. You can aim it at the pedestal and light it.
I think, wait, I'll have to go way back to daylight because I really don't see a lot of stuff. One sec. The light was so cool. I'll have to find it. Let me get to the end of the runway. I'm taxiing. The plane just went off the runway twice. We could test them in flight. Yep, because it has autopilot. It can fly itself. We lost hours playing with that. Yeah, and the working title, they updated it in the morning, and I was stupid enough to update it. I kind of didn't think about it further. I just seen an update, I clicked on it, and I don't think there's a way to roll back. So since they are in the store now, so we will have to endure the default, and the default is telling us it's doing a TOPS test. It's lying, don't believe it. It already did that. Cargo version for persons in use. Yes, Slayer T, there are 5 interiors. When we land, it's not a longer flight, it's like 1.5 hours with landings and stuff. I'll try to show off all of them. We are doing the mixed one, which I'll also like show in a sec. We have people and boxes. It has a pure boxes, it has pure people, it has executive, and it has skydiving. It has 5 interiors, all different. All different and all interactable. They go with deliveries. They come with deliveries. So you'll have a livery. The livery has in the name Summit Interior, which is the executive. So they did it through deliveries. Interesting way to do that. You have like 40 liveries, a huge list, and they have in the name what interior they stand for. Howdy, Salty Corn Bar. Hello. Let me get back to lifetime. I hate taking off in the dark. I actually hate night flying. Floats amphibious are coming as an add-on to this. Like the plain standalone version, you have those 5 interiors, Tundra tires, and 40 liveries with that, and then extra add-on for the floaty version. Gonna end up the same way the PC6 did. You know, you guys, usually when I am going old fangirl about something, like I did about the PC6, I do try to stay like completely fair and everything, so you can, so we can be certain. If I say I love it, I love it. And Alex can confirm. I was pinging him today about like the smallest stuff that seemed odd to me, like why is this that and why is that that, and are you sure about that, you know? So I feel sorry for that. But I'm really like pinging.
It's a peculiar aircraft, and these questions will come up after release. So one thing that many people don't know about Flight Simulator is that, for example, when you set a load as a percentage, it tries to distribute it evenly across all stations, which is not correct. You're never going to get a 2-meter tall, 50-kilogram passenger. It's impossible. So you have to load the plane by hand and make sure that your CG is correct.
You have
the default Caravan is much more forgiving in that regard.
You have the working. This I also didn't see the AC vent. So what is the light you said this here is not moving. This is the button for it. Oxygen.
See the little thing that's the little black tube that's between the overhead lights?
Yes, pitch reading light. Okay.
Yeah, that's a reading light that you can pitch and rotate around. You can aim it anywhere you want, and there's a knob behind it that controls its intensity. So normally this is used to light up the pedestal.
Ah, okay. See, and I thought like, what is that? What? You know, like what is it? Like, no, that is it. Okay, so it just aims right down at the pedestal. So for Slayer T, for guys who just joined, say hello to our testing crew today. They did not sign up for this. We forced them. Okay, tiny PP light. We forced them. So we have a mixed cargo setup with like different size of boxes, and we have 4 people that have been chosen as test people. Let's go. I'd say like we have a headwind.
A little bit stressed, don't they?
I'm stressed. I'm a little bit stressed, but we're good. Like it's the first time I'm doing like an early access showcase. Not the first time I'm showing a plane, but first time I'm showing a plane that's not released yet, so people generally will have a lot of questions, which is fair. And I'm really thankful to have Alex in voice, because he can answer you guys' questions I just don't know answers to. Let me... Oh! Yeah. I did it again. I forgot the condition lever. Done that in the PC6. There we go. And thinking like, why am I throttling up and the torque is not going up? I'll let you listen to the sound. There starts wobbling. Dave, hello. The plane starts wobbling. It's still on brakes. Okay, let's try. Let's go. I think 65 was rotation speed. 65 or 75? 60. I did not trim elevator because I don't see a scale for it. I'm just saying it's gonna be a little bit of yellow. And I also, oh man, I forgot the flaps. Let's do like KODIAK's takeoff with flaps 20. I just dropped flaps 10. Please forgive me. There we go. We'll do better the second takeoff. Now it pulls to the left. Yeah, it's climbing. It's climbing like a beast. I seen on the intranets they trim nose down for takeoff. So it is climbing. Get up a little bit higher. There's a question, will it be a diverse passenger selection for Alex? Diverse passenger selection. So if you'll be able to change the models?
No, these are built in. What we would like to do, and we've already asked if it is possible, is instead of having the models built into the aircraft, to have a similar system as they do with the pilots, where you can select your passengers from the options menu and they can spawn in the plane. It's going to be cool, and it's also going to be even better for performance.
The bloody default Asobo flight plan is telling the GPS to go the other way. It's oh, sorry, see? Too much nose up. Don't beep at me. The mist is looking so great. Let me put it on autopilot for a sec. I want him to fly his stupid GPS route. These are usually these time whatever points that the flight plan adds and that the NXI mod ignores, but this one does not. So you see it just wants to fly back to some sorts of point and then continue flying the lag. Ooh! And also, oops, don't sink. I did not set the altitude. I did not set the altitude. Ceiling is 25,000, the envelope of the aircraft. Bank, this is everything, like, you know, the default autopilot, the default G1000. He is going to do stuff. Let's set like 15,000 in the beginning. We're in the Salt Lake City, it's a hilly area. 11,000. So I'll give him commands again. I will see what it does. GPS and flight level change. Please go up, sir. There we go. Climb at 100. Climb at 100. I'm just concentrated to not, you know, crash the new plane. Mad Madovar, hello. I just want to see where it's heading. It's probably one of those time warp points or whatnot. Engine sound once again. And you can see the passengers from the outside. I will close window. I wanted you guys to let you hear the roar of the engines. You can see the guys and the boxes from the outside. Welcome to Minty Projects. There we go. Now the engine is closed. I can do a little less sound. I will still leave it on high because it sounds beautiful, but not that high, so it's not raping your ears.
Did the cockpit warm up, or is it still cold?
Let's.
Just checking the AC.
It is working. It is like I closed the window. I had the window open. It's warming up, and it's warming up faster now that I closed the window. So who has missed? We have a working air conditioning system, which sounds like air conditionings. Like you have fans that you can audibly hear and that are working. London Mark, I wasn't thinking I wanted this plane. This is the thing is, people mostly love attention to detail, and even if a plane, like for example, before I got the PC6, I had no idea I wanted that plane. I knew about it. I didn't know I wanted it, but I got it and I fell in love. And this is the little bit different. I knew of the KODIAK's existence because I like the 208, but then again, when we asked for a preview, why are you beeping? I did not know how much of a detail it had, right? Why are you beeping?
I think it's
RPM? RPM.
the toasted.
It's the RPM probably. Let me get the RPM back. The torque advisory, torque normal mode. Okay, what am I supposed to do for torque normal mode?
That's the de-icing system that it is on. So you have your on the blue area, the leftmost switch, which is the de-icing switch. That advisor means that it is on.
Oh, okay. So I just clicked it by accident. Thank you. Must have just, you know, while panning the camera. While panning, I did not mean to do that. I wanted to show you guys the lights, but I first need to make sure the plane is not hitting any mountains. that would be really, really unfortunate. And then we'll see performance. We had a question of chat, how close is his performance to the actual plane?
So that is a very interesting question. Up until 3 days ago, it was quite close. So our maximum range is what the book says. Our fuel flows, our torques are exactly by the book. Where we started having problems since Sim Update 7 is the maximum speed. Right now our plane is slower below 15,000 feet, faster above 15,000 feet, and spot on at 15,000 feet.
Let's go to 15,000 feet. You know, I understood. Let's go to 15,000 feet, so we have spot on performance. It's sim related, it's update related. Every update, like big sim update, is an Armageddon for all the sim devs, so.
Well, this is a peculiar case because with Sim Update 7, the KODIAK and the default PC6 seem to be suffering from engine performance. It seems to be a tad lower than it should be. And this is because both planes use the legacy table system from FSX, which gives us more control than the new one. But for some reason it was a bit broken in this version.
There we go. Oh, I need to turn off the lights. This is, you know, you never forget. Never. Sometimes you'll just forget turning off the lights. I will show you the flaps. I will risk it once we are in cruise, because I want to see the other new people see the flaps move. I mean, it's fine. The plane will survive. I have crushed and engine damage off and plane damage off, so we can abuse it a little bit today. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're definitely within flap extension speed, so you can play with them as long as you want.
Let's try. Since I am in the white arc, who wants to see the flaps extend? I mean, everybody does. Let's see.
No, you don't have to put to legacy. It's the engine model of Flight Simulator gives developers two options. One is to use the generic engine system that has some tinkering options, and the other one is the legacy system, which allows you to set specific tables to get the performance exactly like you want it across the envelope. So we opted to go with the legacy system because it gave us more accuracy.
There we go. Why I'm emphasizing on the flaps like that, because I have not seen other planes do that. Was in such a detail with the sound. Yeah, this is the Asobo window flickering disregard. But anyway, I have not seen that in action before with the sounds of motors. It does look a lot like the C2O ATS. It is interesting to listen to the developer on their take of things. And yeah, the gear is not retractable. You cannot forget the gear. Is another good thing. The 3D animation is mind-blowing. The propeller is the same as the beta range is really visible, is very audible, is very loud. Like reversers, they really howl. What an awesome plane Alpine. I told you, like, this is gonna be a fangirling stream because yesterday the cup holder blew my mind, and the second you see something like that work in an animated, you understand you're in for a treat, you know, and you want trying to discover what other stuff works as well, because attention to detail. I'll take your entire stock. Let us know where it's gonna be sold, like your website, right?
It's going to be sold on SimWorks. It's going to be sold on Orbix or Microsoft. We'll try to get it into most stores.
Into most stores, so
yeah.
See, there we go. Should we tell them the price now?
Yeah, the wheeled version is going to be 30 euros on our website, and on third-party stores it's going to be slightly higher than that. We don't know how much, we're still crunching the numbers.
Oh, I want to emphasize on one thing. Like, he already told it's gonna be 30 euros. I was about to, like, just plop out and say it's the same price as the Bloody Bandeirante plane. Just to put it into perspective. And a lot of people will know what that one is. See, and this is the base version, the one with the 4 planes and all the 5 interiors, and the floats is going to be an add-on to that.
The float plane is going to be 15 euros, and it's going to be a standalone plane. So if somebody doesn't want the wheeled version, they can just buy the float plane and
so you can just
have fun with it.
Yeah, so you can either have the float plane for 15, or you can bundle it, I believe, for 40 for the whole thing. So you can have this and the floats for 40 euros.
That's the idea. If somebody wants to get both, it's going to be 40 euros to get the combined package.
That's, you see, like, people are 30 euros, goddamn, good price. That's why I intend to show first, you know, kind of see how much you guys anticipate, then tell the price. And then tell the price.
We try to keep the price reasonable. Well, you can see planes selling for 100, 150 euros We think that 30 is a fair price for the work put in and for the level of detail of the aircraft. It's not study level. We try to keep it somewhere in the middle between the default planes and the study level version, so that it is accessible and affordable, but also so that it's not boring. We have useless little details like the air conditioning, for example, the cup holders.
Wait a sec. We have another alert plane. People throwing bits. Thank you, thank you. I think you'll sell more volumes. Exactly. Slarity is asking again when it's available after the stream. You will know tomorrow. I will, if you're in my Discord, I don't know if you're in the developers Discord, I will ping you guys. When he says the date, I will tell you. You know, when we know. So you'll know when. I don't know when either. We can safely say December. So, you know, how some devs say it's out when it's ready. Better be that.
That's true. We're trying to get it as bug-free as possible. Our testers have made sure that we lose a lot of sleep over it. And yeah, we'll do a good release. That's what I can promise. If you guys like what you're seeing, you like it even more when you fly it.
Yep, I also wanted to mention the flight model is custom. It's like you can feel the difference to the default one. It's a little bit more floaty in the air. I don't even know how to describe that. It does pull to one side because of the torque. It is a little bit floaty. It's not like your, you know, like standard Asoba Cessna 170 where it just hangs in the air and that's it. It's like more alive. I don't know. You guys know what I mean.
We actually tried to model it using. We got a lot of data from the factory about coefficients regarding the aircraft, but when feedback came back, we found out that we are quite close. There is right now it's a bit twitchy around the pitch axis. There was a bug that we fixed, but the payoff, what's it called? Anyway, the problem with fixing the bug is that it's a bit more twitchy around the pitch axis now.
You guys.
So as Obo knows this, we're working on it.
You guys, I will mute the sound alerts for now because when he's talking and sounds are playing, he doesn't know that they are playing. You're just muting them over him. Thank you so much for the biddies. Like, while Alex is here, I disabled the sound alerts because I know you guys can go wild with those. Like, we do not need chicken dances while Alex is trying to tell you something. Thank you for understanding and thank you so much for the bits. Yeah, probably better because just normal alerts like subs is fine, but when it starts like pounding like that, it has to be tested with air hauler to NeoFly and on air.
No.
No, but on air needs
that's a flat no. The reason is that we're always testing against the vanilla sim, and we can't test with every mod or third-party add-on that there is because each one has their own update cycles, their own limitations. So we want to make sure we give a good experience with the core simulator, and if something works well, something else works well, that's an extra. The NXI is kind of a must-have. We are trying to support it, but until it is stable and part of the default suite of avionics, we will be doing the best we can. We don't guarantee it will work perfectly every time.
Here it is. Thank you so much. Where are you guys flying? This is out of the Salt Lake City. Oh, there's a turbulence towards Telluride, and we will stop in the middle really shortly because I want to see how it lands as well. At Kilo Papa Uniform Charlie, whatever that is. It has short runways, by the way, as well. I did do one landing in this plane. It went well. Does not mean I will do a good landing today, though. Looks like a skinny TO8. It's not like skinny, it looks more plump. It's shorter than a TO8, like visually. I'd not say it looks skinnier. It looks more chunkier. On air will be fine. Sky Park will be fine. That thing does not care what plane you're flying. A North European server. What else? If Wangman told you so. Yes, I know. MSFS release. Unless you're on Xbox, you sell me a DC6 for $50 and I can't use it, you get review pumped. Is there something going on with the DC6? I've seen people complain in chat, yeah, that the controls are not working or something. A corporate tried to tell me the difference between a KODIAK and a TO8. I actually googled. today. There's a vid on YouTube which is not really saying anything. It's like a big advert for a 208 and then some data about the KODIAK. They look similar. They have the same end. The PT6, they have the same engine. This though, the front side, if you disattach the small pad here, it looks more like a TBM with those two tubes.
The KODIAK is more sleek, more aggressive than the 208 in how it looks. It's slightly smaller. It's compared to the older caravans, not the Grand Caravan X. It's faster, it's more nimble, but it's also capable of shorter takeoffs and landings. The KODIAK was built to land between cliffs.
Now we need to the nose section looks more like a TBM because of those two tubes that the TBM also has. It kind of looks like an Italian mustache, like Italian mustache man. I'm trying to get it to accelerate. It's on full here. Let me do full RPM because damage is off, so YOLO. And yes, this is new. The first delivery of the KODIAK was 2008 IRL, the plane. So it does not come with a gauged cockpit, with a steam cockpit like, say, the more older planes, the PC6, you have the gauges, right, mostly. Because it's new. They intended to make a new, like, how the guy from Quest worded it, a modern-day bush plane. So it was intended for unpaved bush plane runways, but it's supposed to be new. It has a lot of systems. The level button, for example, we still have to talk about. The flaps auto-trimming and stuff. I thought the sim was crashing, man. Someone just flew through me. It really is more modern. So... Wasn't Quest Bros? Yeah, it's now the how do you say Dire? 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 I don't know how to pronounce that.
Good question. I think it's Dire, but being a French name, I'm having a hard time pronouncing it myself.
Dire, yeah, it's now called the Dire KODIAK. It was the Quest KODIAK, we just call it KODIAK. Because, for example, 2018, you still have vids calling it the Quest KODIAK. Dire. I'm not sure when this merge or, like, you know, took place. I'm just emphasizing that for people who love, because I got in Discord yesterday, I said we gotta do exclusively the KODIAK preview, and Sideshow Rod asked if it is the Steam Cockpit. Because they said it's like the 208, but a little different, and I was like, no, I'm just emphasizing it's a new plane. It's a modern plane, it's not... We are used to getting legacy planes in the sim by now. This is something different, this is a new plane. So it will be having some stuff.
Many people asked whether there's a glass cockpit version of that, and the Series 1 did have some, a steam cockpit version of that. The Series 1 had some analog gauges on the left side, but this one is pure glass, so there's no steam gauges.
Brananas, welcome in. Should we try to test? Okay, it's accelerating now. We have true airspeed of 160.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Who's that guy at your 1 o'clock low?
What?
There's somebody at your 1 o'clock low that seems to be flying a KODIAK.
Yes. Is that one of your guys? Tiger and...
Is Matt trolling us?
I don't know. Why trolling?
That looks like a KODIAK.
Why trolling? Maybe he's just enjoying. Imposter.
Yep.
Imposter.
That's Matt.
That's mad. How do I demonstrate the level button? Like this is a KODIAK feature which is meant to work if you are disoriented, say you're in nighttime flying over mountains here, you don't have lights, anything, and you start to feel spatial disorientation or whatever. You have a level button that will basically make the plane go level, like go into level flight. Let me try to probably get that. I need to disable autopilot, I think, just so it has no type of control. Yeah, autopilot is off. Shut up! Shut up, thank you. It's Caravan in disguise. It's better than the Caravan. I remember saying a month ago I'd die to have like a detailed Caravan or of some sorts, you know, and there we go. Okay, let me try to get him off. I confused the plane. Mint already telling KODIAK TSTFU. Yep, that is... Every loud alert is a chance for me to yell shut up at the plane. You'll know that by now. Like, ain't no plane telling me what to do. Okay, there we go. Now it's hanging and turning. Let me try to press the level button. I'm not touching anything. There we go. The autopilot goes on. And it goes into level mode. So it will just make it level. Now, we don't need the level mode. We need to follow our nav trail here because we deviated, but you kind of see what that is for, and this is working. So that is simulated. You can ask him to go level if you mess up. you know, something's happening and you're scared. Engine fire warning.
Despite the coffee in the holder.
Yes, to hold the coffee and the cup holder. So this button is active. Taps inhibit is, I see you can also click. Do I need, like, is there something else I missed because I could have? Roxy G, thank you for the follow. How's our cockpit doing, by the way? It's 28. Why is it so warm? I set it to 26 and it's doing me cabin 28. The Karen's complaining down there.
Probably either a bug in my system or there's a bit of extra air from the heaters
Well, that can be. Let me
balancing
get
it out.
I have a lot of I'll have a lot of heaters. Let me turn 2 heaters off. Let's test the cabin lights. Let's do. How many miles do we have till landing? 50 something miles. Okay. This does not do a beta dive, does it? That's gonna be interesting.
As a matter of fact, no plane is allowed to do a beta dive.
But this one also, yeah, I shouldn't. Okay.
No, it's a matter of, it's a technical thing, so... no, I won't get too technical, unless you want me to.
Let me try to get him to 13,000 to just descend on its own for now, because I feel that should be more or less safe. And I'll turn it to nighttime for now. I'll turn it... There's a lot of turbulence because mountains. Because hills, we're flying over hills. Let me get to nighttime so we can see... Or like darkness. So we can see, like, this light here is... There we go. We are now illuminating the console with this light that is like the small PP light up there. Is there a cargo variant? Yes, 5 variants. 5 variants. I can only fly 1 variant though. You know what I'm struggling with? Finding the light buttons for the passengers because it's so dark. I mean, we should enable it at dusk, which would be more realistic.
You can use the cabin light switch to turn on the eye lights in the middle, and then
where
and
is
then
it?
turn on the individual ones.
Where are the eye lights?
Yeah, for the eye lights, if you go to the cockpit, in the lighting panel, there's the cabin light switch, which is now at normal,
Yeah,
which means
it's
that the eye lights are off, but the reading lights are powered. If you turn it on, it's going to turn on the eye lights.
I wondered what that means. Okay, now we also have the lights up here. I thought like it's a
It's
little
going to be a bit blinding.
Yeah, I thought it's a little bit... Okay, sir, I'm sorry. We have the light going a little bit through the gentleman. Sorry, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. There we go. So all the lights can be turned on, and then you can turn the aisle lights off. Like, these vents here are also operational. You can close, open them, and move them around. And then there's the cargo bay with the lights as well. Let me now turn off this light here. Norm, are you going to put a little bit of... This is eerie. A little bit of checklist in the manual?
Yes, but not all of them, because we have the checklists in game, and many people cannot access the manual, either because they don't know it exists or because they don't care.
Or, you know, like, I wanted to say, just because they don't know how to read. But okay.
There is an acronym called RTFM, Read the Flight Manual, I think it means.
Landing lights on. Let me see. Do we have... Yeah, we do have external lights for now. They are on. Oh, yeah, the pulse light's starting to shine. Read the fucking
Those will need 30 seconds to begin.
So you turn them on, and then in 30 seconds you'll have strobes going off. Read the fucking manual, exactly. Oh my god, this is a huge amount of people accompanying the new birds in the skies. For my sake, please, I'm gonna go back to some sorts of visual conditions. You don't want me to smash into mountains. You just manually fly it, okay? Like Autopilot, we have seen it works. It's still descending. I'll let it descend and I'll just hand fly it to the airport. I remember TFM from IT days in the 90s. Oh, for me it became a meme when I got into flight sim, and then you get to the forums to ask a simple question, and then you see it's already been asked, and then the dude has a lot of people just RTFMing him, and like, you seriously just read the bloody manual, and you know, it's an airliner that has a thick manual. But yeah, for everybody who wondered, like me yesterday, we have a lot of you have full checklists here that seem to come from an actual aircraft, because you'll be having stuff that is not in the sim as a simulation, but for your role playing, you know, for your role playing purpose, You can do everything. Bulk landing, there we have. Short field landings, by the way. Flaps down, airspeed 74 knots, touchdown, main wheel first. Power lever beta range, brakes full, yoke full, aft flap 0. Okay. Sounds like normal landing to me. Like, you stop, you brake, we'll see. Okay, autopilot off. I will feel the turbulence. Stop yelling. We will feel the turbulence. How many miles left? 40 miles. Awesome. It is doing true airspeed of 167. It does feel a little bit less powerful than the default Caravan for now. It's probably one you mentioned. That
It's actually, the airspeed is
Or is
quite
it
close to what it should be. It's 160 something, if I see correctly.
Yep.
The true airspeed.
Yep, 160. That is correct. Okay, good. Then it's not bored. Everything's fine. I will give him aileron trim to the right 01. Otherwise, it's pulling left all the time. And Holy Moon Dog, thank you for the sub. Thank you. There we go. It's been bettered over the hills. No, I did not remove the rudder trim and cruise, by the way. I'm avoiding the switch a little bit because it's overreacting a lot, and I'm not sure I have it bound to anything. So now it's zeroed. It is flying level with aileron trim 01 to the right. That I can say. Like, it is flying, well, disregarding the mount turbulence, it is flying more or less straight. This would be the TBM that needs the aileron trim 02 to the left, for example, to stay put in level. Krankenwagen, I'm sorry, I have an open window. Man, what can one do? If you guys have any more questions, fire away. You know, like, we have to make use of having Alex here, because I cannot answer everything. He can, though. And even go technical.
And I'm going to have to leave in a few minutes.
Yes,
However, Matt is flying information with you, I believe. If we can get him in the call, he can continue in my place.
I wouldn't mind. I completely don't mind. See, because, you know, you guys are busy people.
Let me drag him in.
I had a question earlier. Is there going to be any persistent failure maintenance simulation?
No.
No.
Like I said earlier, there's not a lot of custom work under the hood to make anything like that. And that's intentional. We don't want it to be study level because the cost would go up.
You'll have to enjoy it for the stuff it has. But then again, I never enable. I always disable all the failures. So for me, it's not an issue. Some people might find it, you know, unfortunate. For me, it's doesn't matter. I need my planes new and shiny every single time. Man, about new and shiny every single time. I remember in the Explains A350 forums, a guy made a mod to make a more realistic start, like cold start of the plane, which would consist of when you load in the plane, some switches are randomly on or off, you know, like a real person left the cockpit, and so they're not the same every time. It's not everything's off, you know, like certain things are on. And people liked it at first, and then he got so many complaints, like, this is triggering my OCD, you know. It's driving me mad. It has to be all like pristine and clean and everything. Like, that's me. That's me. Pain kids. It'll just be this situation for me. I'll buy it on both Explain 11 for the rep deep sim. On Explain, I think you can open the cowling as well, from what I've seen. Like, it's a little different.
We kind of thought about going there, but in the end the plane was getting a bit too heavy when it came to detail. Ah, that's Matt.
Let me check. Can we get Matt in the call? Yes, of course we can get Matt in the call. Do I need to... Okay.
I think you need to... There we go.
Yep, I needed to friendly. I'm at Discord Ruki. Flying the friend? How many miles? Like, we're gonna land soon. We're gonna land soon and then fly onto the other one. I will also watch the fuel burn. It's fine. We lost 10%. Is okay. Like, this is our load. Oh, I still left the passenger at 120 pounds. They are on a diet, okay? They are on a diet. I still struggle with pounds. I live in Germany. For me, pounds are... It's very abstract. So I don't know, like, how much is this 200? A lot? Is it not a lot? Like, for male, female, average child, so...
It's about half... pounds are about double the kilos. In fact, it's 2.2 times, but you can say half.
Bunga bunga bounce. What is the max range? 1100 something miles, wasn't it maximum?
Yes, 1120, I think.
11! Nur Hackbild im Funk gekauft, genau. Okay, I'm trimmed up still kinda. I'm not sure. Will you guys have any workaround or hack to make the elevator trim visible? That's important.
Yes, we actually have something in the works. It's going to be, technically speaking, it's going to be a hack, but we don't want to rush it in because it has to go through the splash screen process. It has to work with NXI. It has to merge in seamlessly, so we can't half-ass it.
So you guys, I explained to chat, you do not have, you know how in the Cessna 172 you have this tick that's saying takeoff, and the trim has to be somewhere that you don't have it here. You would have it on the screen, and it depends on the default G1000 or the NXI G1000 or like whatever to see where the elevator trim is at. So I cannot, for example, set trim for takeoff for now. I don't see it, so we just YOLO. Like it's neutral. We just neutral, literally. So I don't mess anything up.
The good news is that the KODIAK trim is from 0 to 75% nose down, so you have a lot of trim forward. If you load the plane backwards like you did now, where you're at 40% CG, you would practically trim quite a bit forward.
Okay, let's do... Oh, trim sound they didn't hear. Wait a minute. The trim wheel has a sound. Wait for it. I'm gonna trim a little bit nose forward, don't have anything to lose. Like, it actually moves with clicks and sounds. That is, you know, it's not the 737 that, you know, goes on in the cockpit all the time, but that is still cool. That is me trimming him a little bit up again, just so I try to balance. Moist owl, yes, shout him out. Let me do the old sound. Greeting for the mob. With the terrain showing, it looks more like the G3000. It's the default Asobo G1000. That much I can say. That much I can say. Hello, love, hello. The KODIAK, you missed a lot of good things, but if you stick around for a bit, I'll show you the rest as well. Like, I'll show you the cockpit again, I'll show you the cabin again, I'll show you different interfaces, because this is the mixed one. This is one of the 5 interfaces that you get.
And I'm bringing the skydive alongside at your 5 o'clock now.
Hello!
And that would be Matt.
Hello, Matt! I think the guy in the back seat needs to pee. Wait, which one? This here?
That's
oh
what
yeah.
the storm window is for.
he looks a little bit like. For me, he looks like Chuck Norris. I don't know why.
Just make sure you open the fresh air vent.
By the way, any vents? Okay, these are open. The cabin is now looking more or less like the back one is a little bit heated. I'll turn off the heaters. I'll just turn off all the heaters and we'll see how it does with the air conditioning. The air conditioning system blew my mind because this is something that is very custom to the panels you usually have in the planes on the dashboard, say. Because if this thing is, by the way, also custom and interactive. I'm trying not to hit in the mountains. Sorry, plane. So you can navigate. I have not played with this panel yet. This backup horizon, I have not played with it yet. It does have interactable stuff. Not sure what it is. Like metric alt, obviously, right? But battery calibration, system status, battery shutdown. So you have stuff here. I just have not played with it yet.
Well, most of actually everything that you need works. Some things that we have not implemented are synthetic vision, because this is an XML instrument, not an HTML instrument.
But we have a synthetic vision. I mean, I'm flying with it. Or you mean on this small thing? Okay.
On the little backup instrument, the real thing has synthetic vision as an option. In our edition, and for the time being, it's not going to be featured. We're learning HTML gauges by the day, and we hope at some point in the future we're going to upgrade it.
Sideshow Rod is asking, you guys, anyone in the chat can answer. Oh my god, it's so loud outside. Oh, we have, I think it's Matt. Yeah, there's the Matt in the thin KODIAK. Wait a second, let it hold altitude. Will you hold altitude? I want to show them.
The skydive version.
Exactly. Stop climbing. It's not towards the plane, by the way. It's the default autopilot, which is sometimes really driving me nuts. Hold altitude, man. There we go. So this is the skinny... Okay, there's my camera. Let's see. I'll get my camera out of the way for a second because it's blocking the correct view. There is the skinny KODIAK. Should we call him Skinniac?
Yeah, that works.
The KODIAK model that you also get, which is without the belly pad. I do like the belly pad. I find it adorable. I don't see myself really like using the skinny all that much. But I mean, you have the option, and it has a skydiving interior, which I also have not seen because I've only flown this adorable belly plane. More biscuits in the belly pad. It's not that I don't like it, it's just for me, this is like the C208, it's a utility plane, and a connected, how do you call that? Like this connected baggage thing screams utility at me, you know? This is something that you will see flying in the vids, flying for those airlines, you know, in the Outback, so just some role-playing thing. Personally, you'd rather have steam for backup gauge anyway. Electrical system problems would be an issue with backup class gauges. I think Alex went into that saying that the first version had some steam backup, and then the other ones did not.
As a matter of fact, the old one had an airspeed indicator and an altitude indicator as backup gauges. But unless you get nuked and suffer the consequences of an electromagnetic pulse, you shouldn't have a problem with this.
So it's true to life that it does not have it.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Let me completely pull back, just so we can kill the speed, because we're approaching an airfield. I have no idea where the runway is, but I mean, that makes it even more thrilling. I can kind of see the direction it's going.
An interesting little detail that's kind of hard to achieve in Flight Simulator, the way it's built. The red switch that you're pushing to deactivate the autopilot on the yoke, if you hold it down, it completely deactivates the trim system.
Okay, and it's working.
Yeah. It's just kind of hard to hold down while having to handle a yoke, a mouse, and the throttle lever at the same time.
You guys, you need to put that in the manual because no one will know.
Will they use it?
Well, like a little, you know, a Q&A, a small section. I mean, I can help in that. I had like those questions. I guarantee half of that will come up with everybody.
Yep.
Will skydiving version heat passengers automatically and jump run altitude? I don't think so.
Unfortunately not. I won't do it so much.
Just kick the Karen cannon. I think the 747 gear made this term up, the Karen cannon. Just yeeting people out of the plane that misbehave. We will land here. I will, to also alter the CG, I will unload some of the passengers and we'll do the second and last leg of the flight. So we will kick off probably the guys, because I feel like it. We'll have a perfect party bus going on. Some females and some crates. Why I'm emphasizing like that? Because we have other planes like Just Flight. You know, they all have custom. No, not all. Many Coronado planes. They have custom pilot models. None of them are female. Like, they're also always these imposter dudes sitting there looking very sternly. And there have been people that have been trying to kind of, you know, get the companies to do a little bit of variety, because like people like me also fly and like to roleplay. So I'm happy to see some girls in the back. When you change the numbers of passengers, do the number of models change? Yes. Yes, I'll show. This is why I want to, because some people joined later, right? This is why I want to kick them out. Okay, not enough. That's too much flaps. Mind you, that'll be my second landing. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best. The identifies attack helicopter variety would be nice. Yeah, that's not the, you know, the topic, because it's just cool. It's just refreshing. It's just refreshing to see different faces. Melvin Leroy, welcome in. Why do the Coronado pilots look so grumpy? I don't know, but they really look like they want to kill you, like they have a personal grudge. Breaking off formation, proceed safely. I'll take. Thank you. Thank you. Where's the... Wait. Which of this is the runway? Oh. You guys,
you can land anywhere, but
I know, but you know, like guys who are new to my stream, they know. Okay, I see something. We'll just head there. Guys that are new to my stream, they will know searching for windsocks and searching for runways is what we do here usually, because I don't see, like, I'm really bad at spotting runways, and I do feel the flaps auto trim, by the way. It just kicks in with a little bit of delay, and then you feel the plane is doing stuff. Like it is getting out of this pitch or dive. You say calibrating, like you feel the plane calibrate mid-air. This one is a shorter one. How much nose down do I have? I don't see. It's about 3 right now. And I'm a little bit fast. Do not expect like a perfect buttery landing. We'll just have to oh, you're like one boy that likes to fly. Come on. Settle down. Settle down.
That's it.
And beta. Just so people hear it. Okay, we didn't kill the plane. We didn't kill the plane. Noises are great. There's the beta for you. Out of the window.
Was that low?
No.
It wasn't long. Maybe
Whoops.
like 200 meters.
I'm very back heavy. I just brake a little bit and we have a tail strike here. Wait. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I said give me a sec. You know why? We just got run over by an airliner. Not my fault. Not my fault. Look at that. CG works, you guys. CG works. There we go. Back on tires. I had a wing strike like that yesterday. Like if you're not careful enough, you will strike things. How? Back heavy. And brake a little bit, like a little bit too much on the brakes, and there you go. Which way are we taking?
It's actually when you are reversing, you should never hit the brakes.
Okay.
I had this discussion with Paul, our flight dynamicist, and I told him, hey, I was reversing, I hit the brakes and the plane tail struck, which it seems right physically, but it's supposed to happen. And his answer was a picture of a Royal Air Force C-130 sitting on its tail because of doing the same thing. And they had to bring jacks to raise the tail from the ground and level the plane.
So what do I take from this here? The same as the PC-6, you brake with the prop, not with the brakes on landing.
Yes.
Gotcha. And then brakes are for taxi. Okay, we'll not do that again, see?
Brakes, even brakes are not for taxiing, they're for landing and for stopping. You use beta to decelerate the aircraft in general.
Yeah.
You
No, I
only
mean,
use the brakes on landing.
I meant you cannot really brake with prop when taxiing, so... Need to keep it somehow.
Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. I'm not used to it either. Most of the time is with the KODIAK for me is spent on the ground testing things.
Okay, I'll turn around. We don't need a lot of runway to take off because I will throw out some crates and some people so you guys can see how the model is changing, so how the people are going out. Going away. Man, this is a longer runway than I thought. You saw a C-130 sit on its ARs like that in Afghanistan. Well, it happens. I did that to a DC-6 because the DC-6 is also really ass heavy, and if you reverse out of the gate, say do a pushback in the proper pilot way, and then you push brakes, it's just gonna sit on the ass and it doesn't matter what CG it is because the plane is just so tail-centric. KODIAK, you brake with beta taxi. Okay, I'm turning around. Now I'll need to turn around really carefully because that's how I did the wind strike yesterday. Isn't powerback mostly forbidden? It was okay for the DC-6s back then. Like now it's mostly forbidden, but back then they did do powerbacks, no issues. This is why we usually did that on the streams as well, because, you know, when else are you gonna do pushback like that?
We had a test pilot who was flying the P2 Neptune back in the 50s and 60s, and he told me that they used to park their P2s using reverse, so they would face away from the parking position and then reverse into position.
Because you have, if you research, you will have various reasons why it's mostly forbidden, and one of those is really damaging the jet engine. They're expensive because they can suck in debris from the airport, not just noise and danger to everything else, but it also about the money, because if you suck in a boulder in the engine, there goes your flight, you know, multi-million engine is toast. I guess the DC-6 with its radials up there didn't really have that much of an issue with that. Okay, well, let me get rid of some guys. So the guy here is row 1 right. We set you to 0. No, this was right, not left. Okay, sorry. I cannot...
Eat him.
Eat him! I cannot... There we go. Do right from left. So that guy is gone. Who is the row to left? There's also another guy... I could also eat the girls. I'm just trying to show you guys how it works. So now we have 2 passengers and we need to get rid of some crates. He's learning. Welcome to the internet culture. You should have seen me when I decided to start to stream on Twitch, and I tried to get back behind the lingo, and I couldn't understand what the hell is happening in any streams. You know, the whole like bits and hype trains and whatever, and people were just using acronyms all the time. I had no idea what they were talking about. So welcome to my world. Row 4 left. I'm just making sure that we have a little bit less cargo. There we go. It's not a clue. Good evening, Guybrush. Welcome into the showcase. We now have 2 currents left and we have a little bit of cargo. We are less tail-centric, but we still are tail-centric. What would be the way to load it that it's not tail-centric like that? Is there actually a way to make it like more or less central balanced?
No, that's the way the plane is loaded. Essentially, if you want to balance it out, you need to put more weight in the front or more fuel, because the fuel are right on the CG.
See? Good that we asked. Now I feel like less like a dum-dum. Yeah, thank you so much for answering all that stuff. It's empty the
All those
load.
were questions that I had to answer myself, so it's nice to help.
Oh, let me get the window again. We're going, you guys. We're going to Telluride. Where I'll have to perform. I'll try to do a slightly less floaty landing, maybe slightly more centerline, but I don't promise that, okay? Like that is not a promise. Trim nose down a little bit. I don't have rudder trim in though. Let me see what's gonna happen. I have zeroed the right rudder trim.
Answering to Bruce Humble Hands, no, you cannot open the cargo doors. The plane is at the point where visually there's too much detail even for the flight sim engine to handle, and we want to make sure it performs well. So we shaped it right and got as much as we could in it, but not that.
SimWorks Studios for the win. You guys seem to be really, really liked, and I see why, because the detail is mind-blowing and it makes me happy. Because I can, you know, I can recommend the plane with clear conscience, you know, clear consciousness. If that makes sense. Yeah, to the time approach. Okay, to the left. We still have those time app, time vert points by Asobos. You don't know why. It just is. Love the accent. Miss your guest. Where are you from? Tell him.
I am from Greece. This wonderful Mediterranean accent is from Greece.
Greece. Yep, yes, he has Greece and Cyprus. So he's saying, so I didn't want to mess it up. So he's Greek. He's Greek. We have Greek and German today. Are you working on other planes? They already released one, the Zenith, no?
Yes, we are releasing an update for Zeni, as we're calling her internally, which will feature a float plane and a ski version. That will be a free upgrade to the existing package. And we're also working on an RV-14.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to link them the link to your shop, because I had to look that up myself. So if in case you guys did not know, like I did not know, they have their own shop. So this plane is going to come to their shop and to select other shops, like most of where you guys know where to buy some stuff. But I just want to make sure you guys know their page. Ah yeah, SimWorks Studio.com is already in the plane commands. I had your page open here. There we go. All products aviation. I did open the Microsoft Flight Sim section. Because they also have other sims in there as well. So for now, since the KODIAK is obviously not there yet, this is the Zenith. Okavango Delta is a scenery pack, isn't it? And an airport.
Yeah, Okavango Delta is a scenery pack that started on X-Plane. That was done in collaboration with a good friend of mine and the X-Plane developer, and we ported it into MSFS. And then it kind of grew beyond what we initially wanted. We put in more detail, we modeled lodges with interiors, with bedrooms, with bathrooms, with everything. And essentially you can see thousands of animals, you can see lodges like they are in real life.
So that is
It's a pretty interesting place.
To answer public safety then, to answer the question, do the doors open? Yes. Do they open in flight? They seem not to. You can unlock, but it will not let you open in flight, which is logical. You can have your coffee here though. We can also get the coffee mugs to Mrs. Girl 1 and Girl 2. Where are you guys? Welma and Welma. So they also have their coffee cup holders. I swear, I swear there will be a mod on Flight Sim TO, like with the fly-by-wire plane, that will give you like Starbucks coffee cups and stuff to put in. Just you wait.
Maybe it won't be a mod.
Maybe it won't be. Ah, see, because like, people love that stuff. When fly-by-wire introduced the coffee cup, they had a shit ton of recolors. Other thing I didn't tell you. I didn't tell them. No one reminded me. Explain this thing. This is your like view reference point or something, like this electronic thing looking like a webcam on the dash. Because this also works.
That's the angle of attack indicator,
That's the angle of
which is
attack
calibrated for a stall landing with full flaps. And on the right side of it are two buttons that allow you to move the white marker. That's your reference point. They allow you to move it up or down.
So this thing, because I wondered what this is, it looked at me and flashed like sometimes red, sometimes green, and I couldn't understand what the hell is going on. You know?
Speaking, when you see the cross, it's a good thing. You don't want it to be in the red.
No, the big brother is spying on me. How do I move the camera around the aircraft? Arrow keys. Just arrow keys. I have keybound them to be the camera because that's the best way to do it. Let me get you guys to the flaps again, because we are climbing in the white arcs. I can drop flaps with like sound and everything. The flaps mechanism is one of my favorite features. What plane are you flying? This is the KODIAK. This is the mighty KODIAK 100, which is Quest or Daher. Choose your pick. It's Daher now, and is by SimWorks Studios in the sim. Okay, well, full flaps is probably too much. The plane's auto trim will just think like, oh my god. See, Moist Owl didn't see that. That's why I keep coming to those small details. Is stall behavior accurate?
As accurate as we could get it, yes.
Mr. Gas's name is Alex. And Matt. We have Alex and Matt in there. Guybrush asked if you see in one of the reviews. You'd have to give a link.
And with that kind of weather, he's probably frozen in the cockpit.
You'd have to give a link because that is a very general question. Maybe he has seen, but you know. Scenery review vids. I am new to the gang. Like, I'm new to the guys. I don't know a lot of devs, right? And some we are friends with, you know. These guys seem awesome. Alex has an awesome sense of humor, that I can tell. You're not here, Trix. That's a lie. You're missing everything. You're missing everything. I do like the you know, the textures on the seats because it is not like full 4K HD blur, but it looks good enough. It looks good enough and does not take away performance. Like this nice, cool middle ground. Thanks for being with here. Exactly. Thanks for being with here because you should have seen how I bashed the DC6 for the cockpit textures they did. It was like an ongoing topic of flaming butts.
In our case, the cockpit texture bashed us. We redid the cockpit like 4 times, 5 times, I've lost count. Not to mention the exteriors. Matt can probably say many expletives about the textures.
That's why I'm saying the see Moist all the same patterns than Just Flight 2. That's why I'm showing this up close, so I'm not hiding anything. And you know, this is how it looks up close. Looks good. Looks good. It's really working.
Even the yokes on the KODIAK are dressed by hand. Essentially, they're stitching the leather on the yokes. You can even see the stitches. They're not uniform.
Ooh, wait a second. Yeah, I did not look at that. Good that I asked. I can feel my wallet twitch. You should have seen the amount of people today, like, shut up and take my money. Yep, you have, like, this leather stitches going on. Armrest
And this is done by
cool.
hand in the factory. Much of the plane is assembled by hand. Sure, there's a lot of technology, a lot of 3D CAD drawings to make sure that everything is done accurately, but as the logo on the yoke says, it is assembled by hand.
Armrest looking point. I think they're just square. Well, I guess.
Yeah, that's how they are.
That's how they are. They look, because you can see even like the small stitch. Sorry, the small stitch here on the corner. That looks intended. Armrest move. Did the coffee cups not tell you how much of the stuff moves? What else do we have? We have everything moving here. Like probably everything you see. He did not see the air conditioning. They did not see the air conditioning. That's the up and down side of streaming. upside is you can show everything on demand. Downside is people keep joining, leaving, and so they'll miss stuff.
I think everything that can move, that can be moved, is moving in the cockpit, and there are a couple of inoperative levers, like the firewall shut-off switch that you see below the copilot's yoke. This one does not work, but we've made amends so that it can work in the future without redoing the model.
Okay.
So it's animated and everything, it's just not clickable because there's no code for it.
Well, that's
And
cool.
there are also some tricks for modders. If somebody opens up the aircraft code, they will see things commented out on purpose because they're not like that in the real plane. But if someone wants to have backlighting on the pedestal, for example, it's just about uncommenting a couple of lines of code and they can get it.
I just turned on the air conditioning. It was off. So we have defog mode, we have auto, we have air conditioning. I turned it on. It did it's rushing a little bit in the backside, but this is so subtle. You have to have headsets and actually sit on it to hear because it's a very subtle fan going off somewhere. And we'll see how it cools off. It's cooling off now. I turned off all the heaters because it was a little bit too hot. Let's say the passengers were complaining. So you have your working air conditioning. And what blew my mind today, which I did not know, if you open the door on the ground, it will cool off. Like from the head to the back, no? From the cockpit to the tail, the plane starts to lose temperature, the cabin.
And also the temperature difference in the cabin is also simulated. So if you set the forward cockpit to say 19 degrees and the passenger area to 28 and turn off the air conditioning, you will see it gradually balancing out over time. It's very slow, but it will happen.
I cannot set to 19. It doesn't let me for some reason. It doesn't go
no.
below 21.
No, it won't.
Teasing, set to 19. I'm trying it. It doesn't work. Oh yeah, so the temperature is similar. I think that stuff... Who was proud of that stuff? Wait, there was like this bit... That was not PMDG, man. This big manufacturer for P3D that did like thermal simulation in the cabin. I have a brain fart because I don't have P3D.
FS Labs?
Yes.
A2A as well.
A2A?
In A2A as well. See, I still remember. So I don't have P3D, so I can only remember. Oh yeah, the flight plan worked, but it's still flying. Yeah, okay. It's okay. Oh, by the way, good question about oxygen. We are 13,000 feet. Let's enable oxygen, shall we? That's the oxygen switch. Will we somehow here feel it, or is it just like it turned on and now we can say we have oxygen?
The oxygen is just a turn on, literally and figuratively. It's not, you're not going to have hypoxia effects, but I am planning on investigating it and implementing it at some point. We just need to get some technical know-how about it.
No wonder Karen was purple. No, I cooled it off because it was 26 or 27 back there. So, yep, that is... This lever is also inoperable, whatever this is. Max emergency power. It is... You guys should have seen me yesterday trying to complete all the checklists, because the checklist does have checking this far. And so this thing does not work. It's probably a sim thing as well. And just to show... To show the newcomers the circuit breakers, because we are already used at high... We do not have, like on this stream, we do not use the term steady level. I kind of despise it a little bit. We use high fidelity mostly, because that just mirrors it way better. And so this is a high fidelity aircraft, and they usually will be having circuit breakers working. This has some circuit breakers not working because they're not simmable, so it's a sim thing, but they made them popped. So no one get a heart attack. You'll have a checklist that is gonna say check that all the circuit breakers are pushed in, and some are not pushed in, they're deactivated. You can't do anything about it. Just, it's not your fault, it's meant to be like that.
I do have a question about the aircraft. I'm going to ask myself, does reversionary mode work? I don't remember. If you pop the MFD circuit breaker, normally the PFD should get the engine display on the side.
Wait, I need to find it.
That's third row from the bottom, second breaker from the left.
MFD, got it. MFD circuit breaker, and something else popped with it. Yes? Oh, this can be used to starting engines to not do all the avionics buses on the NXI, because
Okay, we have reversionary mode, which is good. I didn't remember that.
See, oh wait, now I need to pop that in. And this is popping together with engine gauges, if you see. So the engine gauges is also moving because it's one thing in the sim, isn't it? Because they move together. Steve, thank you for the follow. T-Max Guru, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Can we pop here ELT circuit breaker? Can we pop here something and cause havoc? Angry One Horn, thank you for the raid. Welcome into the demonstration flight. I'm doing a kind of good job. We did not crash it. We did not crash it for now. Alistair Brandon, thank you for the follow, you guys. Welcome in. Wow. Okay, I chose the scenery well. I chose the scenery well. Telluride is supposed to be a little bit challenging. And everybody. KODIAK jealousy intensifies. And very silent Bob, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, you guys. I'm jealous for myself. I ended up liking the plane more than I anticipated to like the plane. I have to be honest. And let me push the propeller back. Like, it's not a drill. Let me get the Telluride shirt then. Oh, that is not what I want. I want the Navigraph shirts, please. Key-tags. Key-tags. Tags. I do plan, since I'm keeping this plane, I do plan to take it to somewhere like Bugalaga as well, so we can check out the, like, my pilot skills and the plane being able to land at those very tricky. I am not taking it to Lukla for now. I'm still PTSD'd from the PC6 at Lukla, but I will come up with something, you know, that is more than a conventional runway. It's Bugalaga Gaga, exactly. That place. That place. Am I going the right way? I'm so far from everyone. I'll have to see. Is that a Steam version in real life? No. Only version 1 had some gauges as a backup. It was first delivered in real life at 2008. It was meant and designed to be a modern day bush plane, so it is emphasizing that it's highly modern. Team ran long because I had a pilot and used accents, so my family is here for Thanksgiving will lurk and have a great stream. Angry Van Horn. That is like a good and a bad news in one. Oh my god. Thank you so much for lurking. Please greet your family. You American guys have a great Thanksgiving. Do you ever change prop RPM during the cruise with KODIAK? I would say you should not. Like, you have a green range that is not big, but it exists. You guys, are you still there with me?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here. I'm just focusing on your 6 o'clock.
All good. No, I thought sometimes Discord just, you know, needs focusing on my 6 o'clock. Make us out again. No, no. Ah, okay. Alex is make us out again. That's why I'm asking. Yeeted. Autopilot bounce. It's not bounce, it's mountain turbulence. Autopilot is doing his best. We are flying over hills, and what's the wind like? Tailwind of 21 knots.
Yeah, I'm bouncing around back here a bit, but sticking with you.
I am not sure if I'll be able to land in this, but then again, YOLO. We did the PC6 with 26 knots of crosswind. Did not go well, but the plane stayed at one piece, so influencer.
Well, a good bit of news with the KODIAK is it is designed to hit a 19-inch stump on the takeoff run and keep going.
Okay. That's a plane for me. I heard Alex, I think. Something happened. Or not.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Yep. So my microphone is back, but I really have to run.
Okay.
As I see that Matt picked up the slack for me, I would go technical about using beta in the air, but I don't want to bore people to death, so I'm going to skip in 5 minutes.
Thank you so much for being there. You really stayed for the whole 2 hours. I'm really thankful for that. If anything will just bother Matt, I guess he also knows all the stuff. Thank you so much for coming. Amazing plane.
It's been great fun, and I see you really like the plane. I hope we can get some coffee cups in there.
Yes, influencer. Thank you so much. You just disconnect yourself, so I don't have to get you out of the call or anything.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
bye everyone.
Catch you in a while, boss.
Out of interest, can the throttle detents be customized so we can drop into beta reverse on the main axis without having to use the currently bugged reverse thrust binds? That is a good question. I'm not sure if Matt knows the answer.
Oh, it is a good one. Beta range at the moment is using the reverse command, as you say, but if you have a throttle unit with the reverse things, of course you can set it to the detents for that.
I will just hold F2 like I do, but like you guys who said that F2 did not work for the PC6, for example, you have to hold it. I'm used to that because the Bloody CRJ by Aerosoft, which is an amazing plane, did not take my reverse thrust keybind at all, so I used F2 all the time with that plane to just do reversers. So I'm kind of used to that already. It's more easy on this plane than it is on the PC6, because the PC6 you also have to unlock the tail wheel, like you have more manipulations going on, you know? This is not a tail dragger, you just land and roll. Just hold the F2 for now, it works. If you have not rebound anything, because that is the default flight sim bind for reverse thrust, you just have to hold it. And it will gradually increase the velocity.
Yeah.
Not much more we can do. It's same spam. You don't have to spam, just press and hold. It's Sim Update 7 gift. It used to work. I have a keybind on my throttle to unlock and lock tail wheels and to toggle revert like beta because of the planes I fly, and you should have seen me dance on the keyboard plus then grabbing the throttle again for the tail wheel and everything. It was the disaster when that was introduced. I just don't have that coordination. My plane was going left and right and into the
You
trees
have
and
to be
everything.
an octopus.
Exactly. Cargo Fire, another awesome streamer. John, welcome in. We have an honor. We have an honor to get the KODIAK, to get to show you guys the KODIAK. Ooh, alright. And we did not have any issues with it, by the way. Like, all I had was the default G1000 hanging on Toff's test and breaking the flight plan, but these are known issues to everybody who flies a plane with a default G1000. It's not this plane specific, it's just how it is. 100 something miles. Hey, this is gonna be a ride. Come on. Man, crosswind of 21 knots. Poor bloody plane. He has been streaming. Cargo Fire has been streaming in the mornings when you sleep, sir. He kind of changed the schedule and he's been live at my 12 a.m. Alistair Brunton saying, calibrate the throttle around the line so I will fly by wire. Does it? You can calibrate the throttle axis so the first part of the range is reversed, the next part is auto throttle, then those custom Airbus detents. That's a good question. I does not have those detents though. Like, you have this one detent for beta on the throttle and that's all it does. Because the Airbus by design has a lot of those different positions of throttle for the autopilot.
Yeah, KODIAK's fully linear. Yeah, sorry. Fully linear on the throttle, the KODIAK.
I have to be sorry. I'm sorry. I have to be sorry in advance because I tend to like jump and board a lot and interrupt, and it's like a bane of my existence. I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries about it. You do what you do.
I'm like that in real life as well. Trust me, it drives people nuts. It'll provide some future proofing against the Sobel break in it again. That is unable. Can't do anything. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break. I really do think we need to support the devs that do hard work and put up with that bullshit, because so many, like when the flight sim launched, so many devs did announcements on the Concorde, on the DC-3 I remember, on the A350, that one is still in development, like sloppingly going on forward. So many planes that were announced, and after 1 or 2 sim updates, the teams just gave up. The reversers work perfectly. That's Tinman's job to tell her to shut up. No, that's Navik's job. It's my job to tell Tinman to shut up, and then Navik tells me to shut up. I'm falling behind all the 208s. Come on, you guys, this is unfair. You can't do that to me. And then again, wait, is it giving me an ETE 40 minutes? Okay, good. I will probably descend a bit though. Maybe we'll have better winds. Maybe we'll have better winds if I go to, let's say, 14,000. The plane is really, really struggling with 21 knots. And we are not in a hurry. I do remember I want to show you guys the other cabins as well, because I have not seen all myself. And we have to reload the flight for that. Like, we have to reload the plane for that to happen. I go vertical speed down. Oh, okay. Now we have the guest command. Now we have Matt from SimWorks Studio. Awesome. You have just 5 knots at 10. Okay, I'm going down. I am going down. Drop, my dear. Route, we are flying Papa Uniform Charlie to Tango Echo X-Ray. Does it have heat blur? Heat blur as in the yes, the exhaust. You mean this? Like the exhaust from the tube? It is blurred.
Yep, and it looks fantastic in VR as well from the cockpit.
There you have your answer that it works in VR, by the way. We had an answer in the question in the beginning on the stream. I did put my oxygen on, I did remember. I forgot to set flaps for takeoff today because I was nervous, but oxygen I kind of remembered. I'm enjoying the new weather as well. Like, if you mean the patch new weather, I am enjoying it. The haze looks good, the clouds look good, no issues, like, no issues from me at all. I'm not hating, like, I'm never hating on Microsoft Flight Simulator, we're never hating on Asobo or anything. I mean, I respect all the devs. I do hate some of their management, though. You know, and I'm vocal when they really break stuff.
You're not the only one.
See? You'll ask again, do the passengers produce heat also? You mean for the system here? I don't think modern air conditioning takes that, like, that'll be visible with the modern air conditioning. I know we are like 36 and 6 Celsius averagely, but... How's the KODIAK when hand flying? It's a little bit twitchy, Alex told us it's known, like they're working on it. It's tail heavy a bit. It turns to pull to the left because of the torque, so I'm just giving the full impression. It does have flaps auto trim, so when you drop flaps, with a slight delay, you will notice that the plane is compensating. This is pitch for the flaps. It's an interesting experience. It's very custom. I've hand flown it. I will hand fly it again, closer to the landing. Oh, you mean the plane with 6 people will heat faster than enough with just 1 person? I don't think that. Did you guys think about that? I would not expect that to be taken into account, to be honest.
I'd have to ask Alex about that one, actually. It was something I was thinking about the other day when I was flying it. So yeah, I'll mention that to him and get an answer.
Where do you like heading? Here we go. It's like in the Caravan, but in the Caravan you have it up there, and here you have it below. It's the same. This is your default Asobo Autopilot, so no surprises. The surprise things were the level button, because this is not the default Asobo thing. This is something that is native to the KODIAK. It does have a yaw damper, yes. KODIAK has a yaw damper IRL. That much I have researched. I've watched a few vids on the bird, by the way, just so I do not spread misinformation or say something that is just, you know, blatantly not true. The comparison was 208 and that sort of thing. I now have 40 knots of wind. I keep going down. You know what's also good about going down? I am accelerating. Going down is acceleration. Come on, do me 1,000 feet per minute. Cargo fire thing. Swadellis. John, thank you. Swadellis, you lost. You lost. He was waiting with the sub. He was waiting with the subscription until the end of the month. Jake from area 251, thank you for the follow. Beta dive. This does not beta dive. This does not beta dive. I mean, we can probably... I don't think they simulated that, because on the PC6, you know, they specifically simulated that behavior, because that's what they do IRL. This year, I'll probably just drop. Get some scrub. Yes! That is actually funny. That's actually funny, because what else was yesterday? Like, I'll be lurking so no one gives me a sub. You guys are awesome. This just shows how awesome the community is. Thank you so much. Yep, 100 miles. Come on. We can do some more night lighting stuff, by the way. Do I still have the lamps on? I did not look what we have here. We have speakers, we have this small light. Secure cargo with accordance with aircraft flight manual. Yep. Yep. Let me kill the lights, although it's getting darker. I don't even need to kill the lights. It's getting darker. We are landing at Telluride. Does Telluride have a lit runway? Where are you flying though? Telluride. KTAX. KTAX. I was trying to get the map to show. To get the chart to show. I need to check the meter for that place, and just out of habit, I will go to the meter tough page because I enjoy it more than the in-game, like the in-sim stuff. KTAX. Okay, we have 0 knots of wind. We might just fly in. We don't have to choose even. So runway 9 or runway 27. We'll see. RNAV, VOR, DME. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Where is our plane? We're coming from here. Okay, runway 9 it is. Runway Yankee or Zulu. Overlay me the Zulu. And show me the altitudes. Minimum decision altitude is 10,640 feet. Final approach course, blah blah blah. 12,900 is the Maltese Cross. This is where we dive down. I think I'll just hand fly how I feel it is. This is the US, yes. This is the North US because Google told me that's the biggest demographic of the KODIAKs out there. Matt, do you guys know, because I have not paid attention, do you have any, like, are the liveries airline specific, or because I've seen like factory ones and just colors?
Yeah, all the schemes are factory schemes, so you've got all the standard factory colours. So that accounts for 36, I believe, of the schemes, or 35 of the schemes. And then you have Safari Wings, which is our Okavango Delta themed one, so 2 products tie together there.
I will translate, guys. If you want a Ryanair livery, you'll have to do it yourself. Ita Piloto, thank you for the follow. Or the Missionary Bush Pilots, his airline, the paint scheme. Because people do love those custom airline, like Sounds Air or whatever.
Yeah, we were speaking with Ryan, Missionary Bush Pilot, earlier on in the project. So the scheme isn't actually part of the release, but I'm hoping to have it out hour 1 of the release.
There is their Safari Wings, by the way. I did the teaser in Discord yesterday with the livery that has Safari Wings on it, just to tease people what's coming. And not everybody's seen this is not a 208 at the first glance, by the way, because I left no specifics, like, this is coming tomorrow. Just see the reaction. He texted showing when he called me. And we had people like, caravan is, like we do some, safari, we do some Africa caravan flying. Like, no. Will you put his panel on the top of the cockpit? I mean the bush pilots.
There is a licensing issue with that one. Can't be done as part of the release because we have to work with Daher, so we have to make it per their specification. So that would likely end up having to be a user mod.
I will load the podless version for you guys specifically when we land because it has a different interior for the skydiving interior, which I have not seen myself. I did not notice it's there. I seen this version with the pod is showing. For me, the pod is just this cutesy baby. I don't know. Well, for me, this is the low. But then again, tastes are different. They do have versions without the pods. Yes, you have QWERTY, you have 4 versions of this. Okay, QWERTY just came in, so I'll just run through really quickly through all the stuff about this plain version. This is the version with the wheels. Price point is 30 euros, and their store, obviously other stores will have their small commissions. You get 4 planes with that. A model with pod, model without pod, Tundra tires with pod, and Tundra tires without pod, and a combined 40 liveries with that sport 5 different usable interiors. So that is on the diversity, and the floats, they come extra. The floats will come as an extra add-on to that. And you also can just buy the floaty plane separately for 15 euros. If you don't want the wheeled version, you just want a splash, then that is going to be fine. Or 40 euros for all the things. And in terms of usability, I guess you'll just have to, have to watch and see. And all that for 30 bucks. That's why I emphasize that is the Bandai Rante price, right? Just so you can kind of see in comparison. Because we know Milvis is 30, but Milvis is going to be more with the gauged, so it's probably going to be 40 as well, you know, with the gauged cockpit. They're kind of same in pricing. This one has more custom stuff though. This one has more custom stuff. This has all this working like air conditionings and all the coffee cups. I mean, not everybody needs coffee cups. That's kind of that's how I roll. But the detail, you know. And a ton of liveries. We all know people will still do and download. Yes, but this just shows the amount of work that went into this. Panic. Hello. The checklist device needs to be a user mod. Are there any plans for some sort of SDK to facilitate model-based mods? Matt, I hope you got this question. I didn't. Because I'm not a dev.
Say again that one.
Alistair Brenton, the last big message in chat.
Oh, I can't actually see it because I'm using VR and I'm focused.
Okay, I'll read.
On holding
I will
formation.
read. If the checklist device needs to be a user mod, are there any plans for some sort of SDK to facilitate model-based mods? Exported models within MSFS don't currently mod very well, especially cockpits. When you import them into Blender, they instantly break.
Yeah, by user mod I mean it will probably have to be one of our team that do it. Or failing that, maybe we could try and work something out with Ryan at Missionary Bush Pilot.
Does the toss inhibit button actually work? Let's see. Is it? I don't see it being active. Or is it? No idea. Like, it does have... I think it's the switch here. The level buttons work. This one I did not try. It seems to not. What's the short field performance of this bird? Oh man, we'd have to go into the... Do you remember that from head? Like the feet? How much feet it needs to take off and land?
Oh, not off the top of my head, but I do know it
Did you open the manual?
Yeah.
I have the first version of the manual from Alex. Let me just... It does have the data. It does have the tech data, you guys. Stand by. So it's capable of transporting up to 9 passengers or cargo up to a distance of 1,132 nautical miles. I'm not showing you the manual because this is like a work in progress, so you'll get a polished one, and that's just for me. So, okay, liveries. Show me the tag data. I know we have it. This we can show you. Like this is the spreadsheet of the plane empty weight total fuel speeds. Flap limits. I'd have to see. I remember, like, I knew that. I remember that and I completely forgot. It is a stall plane though. Like, it is a stall plane. It needs, I think Alex said you can stop in like 150 feet if you dive. Get to fly at the ground to test the tops inhibit. Okay, then let's do that. Let's do that. Let me get down and we test the tops inhibit. Why not? They never document the actual value. That's for experienced pilots. Okay, this is maybe why. Alistair, you don't have to tag him because that is Alex's account you're tagging. Matt will not see that. Tag me so I can see it. Tag Bmin so I can just see you're asking the dev stuff. And ask a cheeky question as well. Do you have any shut up and take my money early access options? I don't know, Ewan. Can you answer that? Do you have any shut up and take my money early access options?
No, we don't. This was done because rather than do early access where potentially with all the changes Asobo are making, it could have just dragged on and on and on and on, and we didn't want to disappoint anyone or make a promise we couldn't keep. So we decided not to go with any early access stuff and rather release a full thing day one.
This is good policy because when people pay money, they can be disappointed because of bugs or stuff not working. It's very understandable. It will be out soon, yes. 50 euros and I will beta test. I'm going down to the ground. I want to get the TOF's warning so we can test. The thing is, I'm not sure if it's gonna work because we had the default thingy. I did do the test before flight where I had to enable, like turn on the master switch and then turn it off again. It did the TOF's test. It said the TOF's test, system test okay, and then the second time when I turn it on, it just hangs on TOF's test. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll test, we'll see. Flight sim community is unforgivable at time. Exactly, so we'll rather just release the full thing. We all know very well that everything that's been released recently, games, planes, add-ons, they all have like a first or second day patch, like always as a follow-up because stuff just emerges. I still remember the PMDG DC6 where it crashed your sim completely if you had another one in multiplayer. Some stuff you just cannot foresee, but multiplayer seems to work well. Like, I'm in one, Matt is in one, there he is in the back, and we don't seem to be having issues. Like, I don't have stutters, we don't have crashes, so that is out of the way. Multiplayer is tested. To the ground, into the mountains.
And the fun thing is, because it's using the Asobo G1000, you should be able to use the your controls mod, so you can actually fly it as 2 people if you wanted.
Alex kind of hinted. He asked me if we can do shared cockpit for today, but I don't have it set and set, so I just you know, like, let's not add extra load and make sure everything works. But yes, you can do shared cockpit in this if you use the mod. We see 10 now. There's a release day already. It's coming tomorrow. People in my Discord, I will tell you. I will ping everybody shamelessly with the release date as soon as I know. December. Like, it's supposed to come out before the before the next year. Down near the mountains where this thing's built. I'm coming, all good. We testing, so hand flying is fun. Not the sort of topic to crap. All over someone's stream. No, why? We've been talking about stuff, it's all good. You know, streams is good, you can discuss things. The only thing we do not tolerate really is some sorts of like hate or bullying, you know, like name stuff like this person is like shit and whatever. No, that is not tolerated, but can talk about complaints, no issues. Tonic, starting to use flight sim a bit like your first day at school. Ask me all about it. Ask me all about it. I streamed... This is my first flight simulator. I am also flying X-Plane now, but I have not had anything to do with flight sims before Microsoft Flight Sim released, and release date was 18th of August. I streamed it on 18th of August, having like zero idea about controls, planes, anything. Man, that was a shit show.
But what's amazing is how fast you do pick it up once you start.
If you are interested in this topic, you will pick stuff immensely quickly, because you can watch an IRL video tutorial on the real plane or on a sim plane from another sim, it doesn't matter, and then you just go and replicate, and... You know, I did ILSs before I knew how they work, just because it's logical. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. People can really also be harsh. Like, not everybody's been born a professional pilot or whatnot. We are all asking questions. You should have seen questions I asked Alex about this plane. Like, never hesitate to ask questions. You're still in the what does this lever do stage. It's a beautiful stage. Don't rush it. Don't stress yourself. Don't rush it. You have all time of the world, you know, like, there's no deadlines. What do you miss? Had to do stuff. Eilers, welcome in. I'm trying to get down to the mountains to get the TOF system to tell me to F off from the mountains so we can see if that inhibit button works. We are somewhat close. We are 63 miles off. We're somewhat close and we're kind of speeding, so... Because I want to show you, you know, all know my streams go like three and a little bit of hours. I want to show you guys other cabin interiors as well. Yeah, that could interfere with stuff, that's what I said, so this is why I'm trying to test. Stuff on important dates, like today, stuff will just go south. And the very important thing is when stuff goes south, not with the stream, but something in the system, you know, that's manageable. You're not as logical as a German, ILS is hard. Really? I think I've seen an IRL Airbus, Cockpit, where the pilot kind of went through and did the ILS setup. I don't remember the vid anymore, obviously been a year. And then I went into the TVM and did exactly the same thing. And then kind of went into researching exactly how those rays work, you know? And how it guides the plane and how the plane senses it, how it centers itself, that sort of thing. But that is not even required to do that. The ground I have bonded quite often. I very rarely crash, but when we do, it's spectacular. Damage is off, by the way. It's the same with the PC6. I do compare them a lot. I'm sorry for that, but they have the same engine and they kind of release close to each other, and I like them both. And this will be two of my most flown planes in the sim. I'm ranking this very, very, very high, and they have the same stuff in the manual. So engine and stress damage is advised to be disabled. We do not risk the plane. I have damage off. I have crash damage off. We have engine damage off. This is why I'm fireballing it like mad. Maybe it was Captain Joe. Maybe it was Captain Joe. Little Dazzy, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, you guys. I watched 5 of those vids. Lol. If you need help, come by on a Sunday when we do flight schools. I mean, I can help with ILS with very easy terms, but they will not be pilot terms. It's like me starting the planes. I was showing people how to start the CRJ the quick and dirty mint way, emphasizing a lot of times this is not the SOP. This is not how they do it. That's how to do it in the sim very fast to get going. I tend to simplify stuff for myself a lot. Like, I have my own checklists.
But if it's stupid and it works, it isn't stupid.
Like, it's not stupid, it's just shortening out stuff that is always working in the simulator. Like, you'll have a checklist say, check if that switch is off, or, you know, that is okay. And you know, because how sim loads stuff, it's always off, and it's always okay. So we don't have failures enabled. You just skip through that stuff, and it takes a surprising amount of time. Okay, the tabs doesn't say anything, and we are almost sniffing. I think it's the top stats thing. And my propeller is not really happy. It's locked at 2200, it's not in the green, it's not red, it's white. Everything else is green, although yes, I am firewalling. Like, I have everything on full. We have RPM full, condition lever full, and throttle full. It's as full as it gets. Tinman, thank you for the lurk. I seen you fly. Tinman is our flight instructor. That is a real pilot that on Sundays bullies me into liking stuff I don't like. For example, aerobatic maneuvers is one of my most hated topics.
It's one of my specialities.
See, and I don't like. I like to do just to dick around, yes. But when you have to do it like timed and synchronized and everything, oh my god, I've been like yelling here.
Working inside the box.
Only problem with shortened checklists is when you start flying and you fly with feelers off. That's why I'm saying I do not suggest anyone follows my shortened checklists, obviously, but if people ask, I'll answer. Like, how to quick start this and this and that. I did start this thing without looking at the checklist first. Because PT6 engine that will do, you have condition cut off, you add, you know, you do starter, you add ignition, it climbs a little bit, you introduce fuel, then you unfeather the prop, you're ready, you're done. The same with the Caravan. And then you go to the checklist for the aircraft specific stuff. You start having to actually consider emergency statement briefing. I'm too high. I'm not too high. The thing is, it's in test, it's not telling me how high I am, but I can almost sniff the trees here. What are the acrobatic? Aerobatic, you means? Probably. Ability of the KODIAK. This is a good question, Ganymede. I don't know. You want me to do a loop or something? I'm a little bit too low for that. should have asked when I was a little bit higher. I have no nothing against that. Oh. Caravan is not a toy. Caravan is a default plane. You do not expect much from a default plane. They did change stuff. Caravan has had the red lever until Sim Update 6, I believe. It had a red lever that was performing as mixture on a turboprop. It did not have a detent on cutoff, low idle, high idle, like somewhere in the middle. It would just behave like a mixture level from 0 to 100, for example, and they changed that. Now it has a detent and everything. So it is getting improved a little bit. Does engine inlet bypass work? This thing is the switch is active. Okay, you know what? I will need to... I need to take my hands off the controls for this. Hold altitude. This is going back. Hold altitude. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Heading. Do not go into the mountains. Fish, please. We turn in. There we go. The engine inlet bypass is active. This is SimWorks. Yes, this is the SimWorks. You can have it normal or bypass. How exactly it is supposed to affect the plane though, that I don't know. Matt, what is supposed, like, is it supposed to show somehow in the sim? It's working?
Hey, the bypass is basically for field operations. It bypasses the... Oh, I'm trying to remember which system. Basically, it's just to avoid ingestion of materials. It basically pulls in the air like you'd expect and then dumps it out the bottom side, any fine material.
So the switch is active, and like I know what an inertial separator is.
You should have a RPM drop.
Okay.
With the bypass active.
Let us see. So we have normal. Let us see bypass, and watch the RPM. Low alt, low speed use. The RPM is for now sitting stable. It is sitting at 2200. So
make a note of that one.
Let's see. But it used to work, so it is like a feature. You guys have to remember that this is a preview version. This is not like a serial release. I have a preview plane, which will have, this is why I deleted the working title mod, just to make sure, you know, that the do not have conflicting stuff. It works and sounds amazing. An inertial separator, yes, also in the TBM, for example, it does have an inertial separator switch. It does look pretty good. Wait till you see it open doors and stuff. I just need to land for that. I cannot open anything in the air. This is obviously active. This is all active stuff. Lights are active. Fans are active. The air conditioning system is working. Like, you can set it up, heat it up, and it will react to an open door, so it will cool off the plane.
Have you... Oh.
I think I'm a little bit low. Am I not? Can it be? I'm a little bit low for the Telluride, you know? What was the runway elevation? I have to be at... Wait, 9,000. Okay, I'm lower than the runway. Stand by. We need to climb a little bit, like to 11 or something, because that's not fun. I'm on plane, you can do it. I'll do like a quick flight level change. This Telluride is a little bit specific. I am climbing and we're 40 something miles. We'll make it. We will make it. Go back on nav, please. To make it closer. This looks like one of the best efforts so far. It is extremely detailed. We were discussing that it has 5 interiors, like 5 different cabins, 4 different models in the base version, like without the floats. But you get Tundra tires. You don't get floats. That is extra as an extra plane. You get Tundra tires there. I just took the normal because we're not flying into anything specifically Tundra today. Will they allow for importing of plans from SimBrief? Well, the NXI mod. I don't think Matt can answer that because that is the question to the working title. If you want to use that, if they connect, I think they connect to Navigraph already. Bypass engages the sharp turns. Noticeable effects will be higher ITT and small loss of power. Let's try that again. I know NXI has charts in the G3000. I'm not sure about the G1000. Let me try the inertial separator again. ITT, and I will just be watching propeller and power like torque. I don't see anything. Like, something's changing, but it is changing because the plane is moving. So better than it's. You cannot compare that. You cannot compare a default plane in this one. Torque drop ITT climbing slowly. I did not see anything. Probably you'll have to look into this as well. This is why it's not coming out tomorrow yet, you guys, right? Has to be perfect. You're divorcing the TO8 for this. I did the inertial sap again. So RPM sits as it sits at 2200, ITT 710. I'm not sure. by the way. The borrow pressure, I am not sure. We'll just leave it off for now. I'm a little bit low. The first switch is not active. Actually, you know, the thing is, it's only this really. This is not working. Pilot shades for landing. Thank you very much. It's gonna be a badass landing. You just then stay put at Telluride. I will reload the plane with a different cabin. I dropped about 100 torque in bypass. Did I? So it's working? See, maybe you don't even have to look into this. Let me do that again. Ah, yeah, it is dropping, like, slightly a little bit. Mad false alarm, I think it works.
Whew, I was sweating then.
Eureka Simulator, what's my opinion on why there are so few women in simulation communities? Maybe you feel uncomfortable in such a masculine manner. No, I don't feel uncomfortable at all, but this is because I did filter the community a lot. I still sometimes get trolled, you know, but we already have a very, very, very strong sense of community going on, so I feel absolutely safe and happy and accepted of all the things. But it was a kind of a hard entry, yes. So it is a little gated, like it is gated. I cannot say it is not, because that would be a lie. You know, people would not take you seriously, first and foremost. But then again, it's for me, since this is my first flight sim, you know, it's more or less a butt kick to just get better. But we do have awesome people. We do not keep trolls or, you know, like toxic people just do not survive in chat. They get trolled faster than they're trying to troll. You should, like, sometimes this happens, it's hilarious. Yeah, Beard is the muster troll. How far and how high does this go? 1100 plus miles maximum, 25,000 feet service ceiling. It's more faster than the PC6. PC6 is really 110 cruising, 115, this does 160 plus 3 airspeed. It's more comparable to the Caravan. Your plane looks like a pregnant cat, so bottom heavy. I like this belly. It's adorable. Okay, next plane I load in is without the belly, just so you guys can see. It looks a little bit weird for me after having this belly attached all the time. Maybe because we fly the Caravan. We've flown the Caravan. I know the optics of the Caravan. It's cute, right? Chunky is cute. Man, so I'm gonna get this choice on your sake. You know, you got a Kodiak, everybody gets a Kodiak. I'll fly this on stream. Probably, again, before release, one point we'll just not make a full presentation with devs and everything, you know, but I'm keeping the plane, so I will try to do some bush landings so we can see how it performs. And then when it's released, we can fly together.
Well, give me a shout before you do, and I'll see if I can whip up a special scheme just for that.
Okay. Okay, so I can just ping and say, you guys, I want to stream your plane today.
Or just myself, yeah, I'll whip up a special livery for whatever.
He wants to like, oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Self-proclaimed god of the 747. You changed death from hating everyone equally. Oh man. I have the awesomest and weirdest moderator bunch there is. Like, we have 4 mods and everybody is just so different. We are getting there. I'm still not slowing down. I feel I can drop flaps. I can slow down somewhat faster. I think Death is okay. Death is not hating everybody. Alex is back. Hello, we're approaching landing in the cabin showcase. Matt is doing an awesome job. And actually answering questions, so I would not have done that alone. Noted, he loves the word. I think the most famous Yeet meme was the scene from the Lion King, as, you know, old cartoon, when there's this baboon or this monkey holding the small lion, like, with a Yeet written in there.
Rafiki.
Rafiki, yeah, sorry. Oh man, I was so small. I have not watched that in ages. My bad. Let me hand fly. Okay, we're going into the hand flying mode. Please don't crash. I hope the sim holds, because so many people. If the sim has a CTD, it's the multiplayer, I'm just saying. Sometimes happens. Yes, influencer. Meme culture is really hard to skip somehow, it grows on me.
It's like its own language.
Yep. I mean, I'm a linguist, I'm a translator, and at the university we did have special courses on like other types of languages, like slangs and local slangs and dialects and whatnot, and swear words and variations of swear words and that sort of thing. It's just all part of the language, and it gets adopted. Like language is a moving organism. It adopts stuff extremely quickly. Now becomes a new norm. Wait, I should not descend. Why am I descending? Someone do something with me, I don't know. Okay, I'm flying into runway 9 straight. Well, not just straight, I'm not really on the approach course, I need to correct myself. And landing lights on, obviously, right? Assert dominance. Landing lights completely on. You went to the wrong school. This was university, not school. This was the uni. I think the like actual swear words lexicology we had in Erlangen, Nuremberg, so really close to where you live now. It was a whole semester like lexicology with a focus on swearing and slang and that sort of thing. Alpha 1 is icing conditions of KODIAK. Gotcha. What is it showing me? -4. Oh, thanks for telling. Okay. Then surface property inlet not bypass. It's gonna what is the one? Wait, sorry. Inlet not BP. Backup metering pump. Ice light is it's not working now, so we not bother with that. Plane is unhappy with me. Plane is unhappy with me, but I did crank up the de-icing, so.
Good.
Because it's showing me red stuff and it's not amused. But okay. Let me turn the bypass on, I don't know. What's the beam and verdict of the KODIAK? It's good and the bad. The good and the bad. I do not have bad points to save, really. Let me think. I know nothing is perfect, right? Good stuff is a lot of things. Like this is right now on my #1 anticipated planes list that tells a lot. Let me see downsides. Downsides. When you said inlet to bypass, it takes a few seconds for the bypass vents to move. Okay, let's go with bypass on and off. I'll have to think about that.
Worst part, it's not out yet.
Worst part is not out. It's a good one. It's a good one because I'm thinking like what I usually pay close attention to is textures. I don't have anything to say like bad to say about textures here. So, systems. It works with the NXI, so I cannot say anything there as well. Gamater, thank you for the follow. Ooh, sorry. I mean, the default autopilot might be an issue for someone like the default Asobo autopilot with G1000. That's what is used for these planes. I don't imagine anyone developing a completely custom system for a plane of this class. It's not an airliner. So, mint and her textures. Hey, it's important because you are sitting like the sim is visually beautiful, and you're sitting in a plane for hours. It's important. I hate seeing pixelated, washed out shit, you know, and paying money for pixelated, washed out shit. Can I do a backflip on the ground? The reversers switch not working. It's not their fault. It's sim wide, you know. So all good. Get credit card out. Yeah. Skipper John. I really love how you guys are trusting me, but then again, I am usually very vocal about stuff that is not really, you know, up to the standards. For example, textures. Sometimes I just can't see why you would include blurred awful stuff, you know, like Cops and Bandeirante again. Sounds are awesome. Sounds are awesome. I can't say anything either there. You have everything recorded, every single switch and stuff. Like coffee trays have their sounds.
Yeah, we actually recorded the sounds from Rhineland Air Service, KODIAK.
See? Beeper, beeper, the sound of the Krankenwagen. No, people just know, like, I know we just met today, but people know I will whine if something is bad. I'm, like, you should have heard the shit show I made when the Asobo released the PC6. Like, half of the stream was just, like, bloody bullying the plane.
Oh, let's not mention those cockpit textures.
Not just textures, like everything. Flight model, all this stuff. So I am vocal, I am never sugarcoating anything. If I don't like, I will say, like, this is bad, you know, but I don't seem to find anything, really. So, even if I really try to, like, think, okay, like, where can we nitpick? I don't see anything. God, the PC6 is disaster. Poor PC6 was just bullied. Man, it fully deserved. Okay, I need to slow down, I see the runway. Fully deserved. I did 2 Milvis streams since they released the normal PC6. Because it's just, you know, that bad. Well, you can do infinite backflips in the air, if that tells you something. You cannot stall the plane, if that tells you something. You can take off not touching controls even, so it's interesting. It's, if they improve the flight model, it will be decent, and maybe some like small other stuff. But it flies like a shoebox. It flies like a Cessna 172. Just looks like a PC6, you know. Capsim Corner, hello. What plane you flying? This is the KODIAK. It is not the PC-12, it's not a Pilatus, it's a Dire. I'm a little bit low, let's not descend, let's hold the altitude here, plane. Because I have 4 rad looking at me. I say not descend, man, plane, come on, okay. I'll put up some flaps, you can hear the flap motors. You can hear the clap. This is the KODIAK 100. You know, Matt says Daher. I don't want to butcher the name of the manufacturer. I'm not the best with it. For me, Quest is easier to say.
Yeah, I run with Daher.
Lone Gamer EK, thank you for the follow. Just got hit by a quick turbulence. Good afternoon. Nice frames, Mr. Flights. Hello. Today's stream is exclusive, and you like. I'm really thankful for the guy that, you know, to the guys that they let us do this. So everybody's enjoying, you know. Good evening, welcome in. I will get rid of live weather to showcase the cabins because it's misty, it's dark, nothing's visible, obviously. Not good. Okay, auto trim. Your
wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
People doing wind shear alerts. We did PC6 like in Papua New Guinea yesterday. I just wanted to, you know, do something different. Googled where the KODIAKs are mostly found, and it's North America, so. It's a little windy. I do have a tailwind now. There we go. And reverse. And reverse, and I'm not pushing brakes. I am, like, not pushing brakes hard. I'm smarter now. I can do more reverse even.
Nice.
There we go. Did we not fall on the R's this time? We did not. I'm learning. I'm gonna lie, I had my hands immediately got the throttle on my desk and slammed it forward. Weird, what? Does it have the V-speed set for G1000? I didn't set anything. I did not set anything today. Wait. Let me get off the runway. Let me get off the runway. We made it into Telluride. We made it into Telluride. Get you guys more light in because nothing really, like, literally. But Telluride has lit runway. Now we know. Now we know. It's like the Cessna Caravan. It is like a more modern Cessna Caravan of sorts, kind of. They are very similar. I will reload in a second in the other in the other model without the belly pad, so you can see the slim version of the plane and a different cabin. We need to get rid of. I will show, like, guys, newcomers. I'll show you the opening doors in a sec. I need to get rid of the passengers. People still flying in. Taxiing into Telluride is a very nice airport. It is a very nice airport for this sort of flying. Interesting runway. Sometimes really windy. Also, I did not practice turning this thing off. Oh, that propeller. Although I think we can feather the prop, can we not? Pull it back and feather. Good stream as usual, take care. Oh, thank you. I'm not ending the stream yet. I am not... Yes, I landed with passenger in. Imagine. Imagine. For new people, I like eating passengers. Mid-flight. Low idle first. Okay, low idle and then feather. Is okay. Then feather. Thank you. Will now. Does this developer make airports too? They have one I've seen for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me see. This is their store for Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a plane, there is a scenery pack, and there is an airport. Villard-de-Luz. Villard-de-Luz. Wilman Kieran did not get heated. I will do. I need to open doors. I want to show you guys the sounds again, like the animations of doors opening. You know, that the cup holder can close. We can now open the door. It gives a very nice car sound. Let me see. Can I open to unload? I think we can manage because I can still get to the handles somehow. Here and here. Then the upper side goes up, and this side goes down, and the so you can see, and now we can unload the stuff. We open everything. I don't think we have other doors in here. Okay, girls. Time to leave. Time to leave the plane. It is orgasmic. Simulator orgasm, it is. So... I'm getting rid of the cargo gradually. It's like the Islander. The black box simulation Islander, you have to adjust the weights to get rid of like cargo and stuff, and co-pilot. And now the girls are going out. There we go. Are there any other static elements? What do you mean with static elements? I am sometimes a little bit... This plane will be popular on Skypark anyway, because the people fly the Caravan on Skypark, you know, a lot. Do we have a crash lever here somewhere? Like, or we don't have a crash lever. We'll probably have to just turn the fuel pumps off and turn off all these things. This was the simulator slamming the door shut. Let me reload the other cabin. Do a quick screenshot for reference. We had a death crash on the runway, meaning that is in my moderator. Chocks only. Ah, okay, this year. This is what you mean, like pitot covers and stuff. It has chocks when it's cold and dark. We'll do an awesome screenshot and I'll reload the other cabin so you guys can see. Self-proclaimed god of the 747 on the ground. Man, this is a lot of people. This is a lot of people. Get out to the sim menu. Thankfully it loads fast. Thankfully it loads fast. Matt, did you land? Did you make it? I was so concentrated.
Yeah, I was parked up at your, well, more or less your door at 1 o'clock, so I was at 90 degrees to your nose.
90 degrees to my nose. Showing to you guys again, it's a turboprop, so it's in the turboprop section. I have to get my webcam out of the way. This is what you get in the base package. These 4 planes here. So you get 4 planes. Some people would love it, some people would hate it. I'm mostly indifferent, you know, I'm really a fan of having... I'm now 137 planes in the sim menu, you know, it just gets... It spirals out of control, but I guess you can't seem to do anything about it. Let's take the KODIAK 100 without the belly. Or like with Tundra tires without the belly, so we can see the difference. I don't have to reload them again. Skydive with style. This is the skydiving, right? Let's do the skydiving.
Yep, and that has its own custom lights inside as well. On the glare shield, you'll have a panel for ready and jump.
Okay, coming in. Coming in at KTAX. I will load into ramp, probably. Set as departure. Yep, so we can see. I mean, if I enable the batteries, we'll have enough power for stuff. Looks kind of strange without the belly. It's because we are used to that pod. I mean, if you have the Summit exterior, if you want to have this executive with tray tables, it makes sense that you have this more sleek look. Is that version a little bit faster because less drag or not?
Yep, it has separate flight dynamics.
See? I didn't even expect the answer to be yes, but it is. So you can have a little bit faster, you can fly a little bit faster if you ditch the belly. There we go. Let me check out the... Ooh. Oh yeah, I do see a ready and jump. Okay, we'll have to see how that looks. I do see the switches. So these doors...
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I did not see this thing. I did not
Yep.
see this.
And the lights are right next to the jump door, which you can roll up or down as you want.
I will have to first turn on probably the battery because only thing I don't like about the Caravan is the pregnancy. There you go. This is the unpregnant plane. It gave birth. So that's what it looks like. And this is I keep reminding, this is dev package. Availability, skipper job, dev store, obviously. GE exclamation point plane, you'll see the link to their store. 30 euros for this base package. And other stores as well. Are you guys getting it in Microsoft Store? I think you said you would try or something. It will be available from other places as well, but there are other stores commission. Let me get the batteries on. So we can have the lights and everything. A bundle will happen. MS and other stores, see? Bundle would be 40 euros with the floats. Also, the float version is gonna have it be separate. So that you can get as well, separately from the main bundle. Like, not like with the Aerosoft CRJ, where you have to have the base to get the add-on. There you can buy the float plane, you can buy separately for 15 if you only want the floaty one. And the release date is announced tomorrow. Again, I'll ping my Discord because I'm watching their Discord for announcements. Get everything on. Okay, the lights. The lights. There we go. Yes! There you go, I found the lights. Mine is basically exploding thermometer. And a jump has to be green, no? And there's the green for jump. So you have this. Do we have people? If I mess with the load, do we get like some people? I don't see payloads. No. Okay, this one seems to not have people. Because they would usually just appear, you know, if you just drag the sliders, more or less. Big plus for me is dev store and the ability to mod unless something blows up again. So I don't see, like, you seem to not be having skydivers here, but you have the other stuff. It does not have a door, does it? It's just open.
No, above your head. If you stood in the doorway, above your head, it's a roll-down door.
Oh, wow. Wait, door open? How do I... I'm trying to close it. Stand by. It does not do anything. Do I have to have power on to do that? Like, power on as an engine?
Alex, I see you in chat. Can you remember where the click spot was? Because I cannot remember.
Because it clicks. Like, no, it clicks. I hear it click like as a click, but it does not close. Do sun visors work? Yes. An option to include the checklist box of missionary bush pilots. The guy said they were talking to him. There's the sun visors, and these things work as well. I can try to start the engine, so guys hear some sound porn again, and we'll see if the door will work.
There we go. To close the door, there's a handle overhead the pilots. To lock... That's it. T-handle right behind you, more or less above your head now.
Got it. Found it. Close roll-up door. Oh! This looks... this looks like a prison. It's like a police plane. Found it. Found it. Smoke effects. This is the skydiving door. Yeah, this is a very custom model.
Nice.
This is a very custom model, and then... Hey, you open it. Come on. It's closed. Our opening is probably manual then. Like, it does not open it again. Yep.
Jump master opens the door.
And jumpers open the door. Look awesome. Let me show you guys the executive as well. So I'm loading this out of here. And we'll look at the executive cabin. No smoking. That's what I was thinking. I warned you yesterday. I had guys yesterday saying in Discord, like, please don't tell me this is a nice plane because I need to buy food. You know, unfortunately for you, I really like this plane. Like, it's really a nice one. Let's get the summit. Summit is our dev's British. Alex is Greek. Matt, I cannot tell on the accent. Is that a secret where you're from?
Yes and no. No, it's not. I'm actually from the UK, the Midlands, so...
I mean, if it was a secret, you didn't have to tell. So this is why Skipper Job is asking if you have a British accent. So Greece, UK, it's multinational. Smoke me. Okay, this is the executive, which I also loaded in without the pod. It doesn't matter. This you have in all the versions. The accent so Midlanders, you guys are mean. I still have
Hey,
like
I hate it as much.
I still have the best accent. Most people don't guess where that is from. Role playing from the Brits. I like it, mate. These are the tray table. If you have seen Mixmax's mod for the TBM, this comes to no surprise to you that you can operate this stuff. And obviously the cup holders. So, and I don't think we have executives here either. The Tundra model and the Mix model have those people. I think this one also does not have. Oh, it has extra chairs though. I just seen extra chair pop in and out in the back. Okay, I did not know that. I did not see that. So you don't have extra people, but you can have extra chairs in the back. And I will show you the Tundra with all the people. I don't have to show the boxes, right? I mean, you guys can kind of imagine the big cargo version. The people are cool, though. I sound from Azeroth. For the Horde! Oh. Okay, let me see. Oops. Tundra. Tundra interior, there we go. Safari wings. Doesn't matter what livery it is. And a list of liveries for people who just came in. Maybe this comes with the plane. I'm just scrolling down. I'm just scrolling down for you guys to see the amount of stuff you get. They all have different... You'll have to pay attention to the livery names because they are different interiors. But... yeah, green and whatever. This... I was sitting yesterday like... How many liveries does it come with? Yes! Free plane, no. Unfortunately, guys need to eat too. So, it's not a free plane. It's very affordable though. It's very affordable. It's gonna be 30 euros for the base and 15 for the floats if you want the floats. Or the floats only.
I like that one. How many liveries does it come with? Because it's exactly the same answer I gave when they asked how many have we got.
It's cheaper, but you get... yeah. This is why I compared it to the Bande Rante, because... what is the summit? The summit is the executive. So you have like opening tables, and you have chairs facing each other, and you have opening tray tables as your more VIP transport. Any news on the shared cockpit ability? It does support shared cockpit. We know that. It does support the NXI mod. It does support shared cockpit mod. 30 euros for a $2.8 million aircraft. It's a very good price point. I would not be surprised if they came in and said it's 50, and I would still be like, it's good, you know, like it's a proper good plan. I'll probably enjoy this more than the DC-6. Okay, the Tundra version is a passenger bus. Is your party bus. It comes with, you know, both belly and no belly. Yes, Xbox too. PC and Xbox. Let me see. Let me just get you full amount of people in. Don't look at CG, I just want to show all the models. So the co-pilot is not showing up for me as a sim bug. I'm not showing up because this is me, obviously. No, I'm the one and only. Don't raise the price yet. No, they will not. They will not. Okay. Yeah, like, don't give the devs ideas, Rain. So these... why sorry? That's why they're here. That's why they're here, you know? Passengers, yes. Did you screen? Yes, I did take the screenshots after landing. So these 4 guys we have seen, and then you have another 4 models, which is a bearded guy, is another chick, and is a couple back here. And you can individually get them on and off. You can have a bearded dudes, you know, party out only if you wish to, whatever. So you can load them in how you want it. If you do not, if they freak you out, I know it from X-Plane, some people are freaked out by those models. Use the executive version or the jumpers, like the skydiving version. They do not have models. It's Chad Jeremy says beard. Is that 2 cats? I don't think they're actual people. Well, they're actual. It looks like a wax museum. This is what I'm saying. You have other cabins where you can have the executive with your tray tables. I know Happy Puppy likes to fly biz jets, so that'll be down his alley. The biz jet cabin does not have models, because this can be taken as a good and a bad thing by some people. That I am aware of. So, we can mod their faces with our own face. Not sure about that. Not ready for your avatar. You guys. Any more last question? Okay, let me get the engine running for the last time. I'll crank the sound up of the sim. And you guys think of any last questions you might have, whilst we have devs in here that can answer. This price we have, release date, we know when it's coming. Velma. They called it Alex called it Velma too. And I will do the some sound porn for you. Float version is coming as an extra add-on or like it's a standalone for 15 euros. So if you either bundle it with full, like with the base, or you buy it standalone as a float plane. Shut up! I hate this beep 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 beep. Market might be having issues. Yeah, and the flaps I need to show you, right? Who came in and did not see the flap work? Why I'm emphasizing on the flaps so much? Because I love it myself. Look at the flaps animation. Like the small details of that thing. Whoever did that animation, GG. Awesome job. You can see the whole mechanism from here. Orgasm. Meat mint Flintstone. You can kind of see how it, like, you know, how it crawls in there and everything. A very detailed 3D model. Like, this is big like. You haven't commented on the beer claws on the rudder pedals. I have not, because I have not really paid attention to that. Is that a KODIAK feature? Are those beer claws? Can't wait for release. Wait, let me get the sounds going. Fuel pump. Ignition.
Yeah, those flaps are really well done by the modeler. Even I was impressed the first time I saw them.
Starter on low. Enjoying some last sound checks. Okay, that says surpassed 14. Introducing fuel. What are you hard to impress? Where
possibly.
Are you answering Skipper Job? Or what else? He asked odd detailed sound question for devs. Were devs able to get the volume of the nav radio's Morse up to a decent level?
That's an internal sim sound, the Morse one, as far as I know. And yeah, I was responding to Sword about the hard to impress.
Let me rev up. So, hearing the sort of without air gate, welcome back to the vlog. We're here at Hoskins' is weird virtual. I'm not gonna, you know, impersonate anyone. I'm just gonna throttle up so you can hear the engine rev up. Sorry for your ears, you guys. Yes, I'm on parking brake. Sorry for the tires.
Have you had a look at the tailplane as you run the engine up?
I'll do the reverses as well. At the tug line? What's supposed to happen to the tug line? Let's do reversers, but I'll have to lower the sim volume because it's gonna be very loud. Like, reversers is, the beta range is louder. Full power, no. Let me hold the F2 keybind. Kind of see.
Did we have the brakes on?
Yes. I said I'd do it with the brakes on, with the parking brakes. I knew this was gonna happen. I totally planned for. We done that already. Let me see. Is it gonna set itself up? Probably not. It's probably they encounter for that. Look how perfect the fuselage is actually contacting the ground. It's meant to be. Have you tried with Happy Puppy, Mister? I only have the plane since yesterday. No refunds, exactly. I just wanted to give you a little like sneak preview of sounds. I know you can You can unlock the doors on the ground. Sound is very, very volumetric. Pre-order link, please. Are you guys gonna have pre-order or just gonna drop it? Let me get to you guys the link to the shop, to their website. Like, I get this is gonna be here. This plane seems made for this run. Yeah, we'll try. We will try. I will stream it more. Like, not tomorrow, we have other stuff to do as well, but before it releases, we'll probably do like one more stream where I'm just gonna have fun and do a Saba, or I actually thought Bugalaga. I don't know why. I just remember that place with the Mooney and I loved it. And these guys need to just get away from here. A lowrider. There we go. No more people. No more people. If you turn power off, you won't hear the seat deflator. Wait, this? The seals. Let me try that, okay? So we locked the door. You heard this. You heard this. Right? Okay, we turn the power off. Oh, sorry. The idle. Feather the propeller. Come on, it doesn't want to be feathered. It doesn't want to be feathered. Then we do this. I could just pull the fuel, but okay. Question, I'd really like to know which software you use for modeling. Blender, do you ever use something else, for example Fusion 360 or whatever for the mechanical parts? I'm not sure if that is like not, you know, internal info, but I mean, you able to answer that?
Yeah, the models are made using 3ds Max.
3ds Max. Let me turn all electricals off. Electricals off, so everything is off. Yep. You'd not hear that anymore. It's pressurized. You can have oxygen here. I don't think it's pressurized though. Is it? You have oxygen supply. Like, this is a really, really dumb question. It's like the Caravan. Is the Caravan pressurized? I think it isn't. Matt, is pressurized. It's not pressurized. See, I do remember something. So there's your... It's not pressurized. You can supply oxygen, but it's not like you can kind of see it's not a hermetical plane. Pressurized aircraft looks a little bit different. Oh, beautiful. I did not know. Yeah, the cup holder, obviously. See, I think we inspired them to do some cups. Anyway, I take it. We stand by. We stand by for tomorrow for the release date. Caravan has service feeling. This one also has 25,000. It's the same. And alluring. This is why Ailer's asking. See, insider stuff. What was supposed to happen to the tug line? I know the chocks. Oh, the chocks were just appeared. Okay, so the chocks are back because the plane is cooled.
Yep, and the tail plane, so the horizontal surfaces at the tail, as you run the engine up, they should start vibrating with the airflow.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so it's very nice details. I'm sold. I mean, like, I'm not even selling the plane. Will it have an EFB? I'll answer for Alex. I don't really see that in here. Oh yes, it will? Or do you mean it's like, because it seems to do well without one. I don't know. Or you want to test the force feedback before? Okay, I'm eating myself into the menu. I think, like, at least I showed you guys everything I found. Everything. I might have missed some things, like with the inertial separator is still kind of unclear if it worked or if it did not work. You guys will probably just have to check that out. Oh, and some more studies. Okay, give it brakes, push the elevator down, and throttle up until. Oh my god, we'll do that. We'll do that next stream. I already loaded like, and most of the circuit breakers work. Yes, yes. The ones that are simulated, they work. We tested the MFD one and it works. Awesome stream, awesome plane. Yes, I am. First of all, very happy that we could do this. Second of all, I'm happy that we did not crash the plane. I did not do stupid shit. We didn't break anything, okay? So the plane was fine. The plane behaved. I behaved. Everybody behaved. Great presentation, Minty. We all want it. So guys, you doing more planes? It will be much easier if I could use Blender more KODIAK tomorrow. I will see about that. I'll see about that. Maybe, maybe not. I'll let the guys know. I will not drag your butts in the streams all the time because y'all obviously working people. Yeah, that have to do stuff, and not sit in someone's streams. But I can fly it. I can fly it on streams, no issue. Stuff and curling I'm already sold. Is there a mint discount code? Not that I know of. Aluri was successfully added to the participants. Yep. The DC6 was removed from the DC6 was removed from the Xbox store. It's so strange without like me having any sounds of anything in the background. We usually have some music and tunes going on, but now like nothing is playing. Well, let me see. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go to Two Cats. That'd be cool. Like Two Cats is known to the team as well. He's doing DC6. Yellers, come on. See, this is the bullying I've been talking about. They are saying my passengers are scared. My passengers are actually thankful that they get to fly with me for free, you know, and experience the best views from above. So next time I'll take the KODIAK and stream, I'm certain it's going to be something like more bush flying, and more challenging for me as well. A short runway somewhere, God knows where. Papua New Guinea, you name it. I did not want to risk the first flight, you know, to end up in the side cliff and everybody laughing. I see you lads enjoyed. And Infodev's plane looks great. See, I hope you guys could gather some feedback. I think some questions that will come up, some feedback. Thanks for seeing a floaty bear, would love to see that. Floaty bear? What is a floaty bear?
KODIAK bear.
The KODIAK bear. Okay, thank you. Big Macas, thank you for the follow. Bugs noted. There you go. We didn't really find many. But there we go. Anyway, I'll do the stream. I'll do the raid countdown. I'll send you guys over to Two Cats to say hello. Thanks you once again for the devs. This was really awesome for you guys to come in the stream and support. This was amazing. Like, I couldn't have answered half of the things without you guys.
It was an absolute pleasure. Never a problem.
Awesome. I'm in your Discord if anything, so I'll hello. Let me do the countdown. Because it's already starting to run. 3, 2, 1. Off it went. Automatically.